Bears fans is here. Bears, Packers, playoffs. I don't know what else there is to say, man. I can't wait for this game. I have been stoked all week. I'm happy to be here. This is 4-Star Chicago Sports. This is the bare minimum. We're just gonna let it flow tonight, man. Brandon will be here eventually. It is what it is. I want the emotions to come out in this show. I just want it, just feel it. This has been an amazing season. It's going down on Saturday against your division rival in the playoffs. You're hosting a home playoff game. Just feel all the emotions, guys, and let's go through it together. We're just gonna go. All right, bear the fuck down.
Windy City banners rocking 4 stars align. Dynasty dreams rise, Bulls in their prime. Cubs curse shattered, the victory divine. Fields be running, clock ticking on my timeline. Shot-town heroes, legends never fade. Black Hawks flying, cutting ice with the blade. White Sox diamonds, the Southside parade. 4 stars shine bright, legacies they made. Mike with the crown, air rain, no dispute. Sweetness in the backfield, Walter in pursuit. Bear down Sunday's midfield, battles cute. Chicago.
What up, man? It's the bare minimum. I'm Dustin Jones. Ted is already in here. Vizzo, my fucking guy. Ted, guys, it's fucking Bears Packers week. Can you fucking believe it? Like, I still can't even process it. And Mass, what up? How we doing tonight, guys? How are we feeling going into this game? I feel good. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm not nervous. I'm not playing. Like, this season has been the gift that keeps on giving, just enjoying it, not having super high expectations. Last year we had all these expectations and we shouldn't have. We were stupid, but like we did. And then they all got dashed throughout the season, just little by little, ruining Caleb Williams. Matt Eberflus is terrible. The coaching staff, what are they doing? How soon can we fire Shane Waldron? And think of like all of it. There's so much to go through with that, but like, I don't really want to, because think about where we are this year. Like a year later, we're in the playoffs. We're hosting a playoff game. What's up, John? How we doing? Number 2 seed in the NFC with like this path that I can see laying out. Obviously, game can go either way. These two teams are going to play each other tight. That's what you would think, right? Like, that's how it's been the 2 matchups of this season. This is the rubber match, and it seems like that's what they do. So it's like, it seems fair to expect that. But I can see a path for the Bears, guys, if they can win this game and get that momentum going. And maybe Seattle loses in their first matchup, and then the Bears find a way to win in the divisional. Maybe the Rams got to come to Chicago, and they can't handle this weather. And I don't know. I can see it laying out, man. I'm hearing a lot of Bears fans say the house money thing. I'm just happy we're here. And it's like, yeah, I get that to an extent based on where we were not too long ago, but I'm not with that. The sustainable success feels like it's here, but who the fuck knows? Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins, they thought they were set. He just got fired. They went to the playoffs his first year. They took the league by storm offensively, if you remember. Brian Dable, his first year with the Giants playoff team. I mean, and they beat the Vikings in the first round of those playoffs too. And look where he's at. I don't know about what the future holds. It looks good. You feel good about Ben Johnson. You feel good about Caleb Williams and Ryan Poles and everything around this team. An offensive line that is awesome and physical and looks like they have a couple more years to play together. And you got some young guys and some old guys. Good young weapons. Luther Burden, Colston Loveland, like, and he's Roma Odunze coming back, which we're going to get to. So it's like, yeah, it feels like it's good going into the future. But like, you never fucking know. You got to take advantage of this opportunity now, because this is the weirdest season that I can remember in recent history in the NFL. And the Bears are the type of team that can take advantage of that this year. I think you totally got to take advantage of it. I don't think any Bears fan should just be happy with, oh, we're just happy to be here. No fucking way. You beat the Packers, get over that hump, the path is going to be there for you. And John, I agree with you, right? If they can take care of the Packers, they can start rolling. And obviously, if they don't, their road ends there, and it's like more of the same old shit. And we got to go back to having those conversations. And again, you're not going back to it in the way we have in the past because this feels good. This feels like sustainable success is being set up, but you still would lose in the first round to the Packers. And that's going to be a hard off season to deal with as a Chicago Bears fan, as the Chicago Bears players and the team itself. So I don't know, man. I just see it. I see it here right in front of us. I couldn't be more excited. We got no impact on this game, guys. We got to be there to just support our team. A lot of stuff coming out this week from the players about the fans at the stadium, right? I don't know if anybody who watches me or us is going to go to this game, but the players are imploring you to shut the fuck up when they're on offense and get as loud as you can on defense. This Chicago Bears fan base is a smart one. It's a strong one. It's a passionate one. We should be able to give that to our players if that's what they're asking for. There's a reason they're asking for it, right? Like, let's do your part in that way. You think of the 12th man in Seattle. You think of some of the best home field advantages. I really do believe the Chicago Bears team and at Soldier Field, the way it's currently constructed, and with the fans that we have, we can have one of the best playoff home field stadiums in the NFL. We should. So, like, let's do our part in that regard. Let's support our team. The cards are going to fall where they may, but I don't see how the Bears can't find a way to win this game. We're going to get to the predictions, but I'll just say it right now, flat out. I feel very confident that the Bears can take care of business against the Green Bay Packers at home. I feel very confident about that. How are you guys feeling about it? I want to know. True Pilgrim, what's up, man? Bear the fuck down. John says this is sustainable. How are you guys feeling about this game? You know, I'm curious because, like, I have this strange confidence that you shouldn't have after watching your team lose 2 in a row going into the playoffs. It feels a little weird. You know, your defense has not been good. Your offense was great in that Niners game and then good for a quarter against the Lions. You know, like, and that's kind of some of the same old story stuff you've seen with this offense. Slow to start, strong to finish. But the defense is just bad for 4 quarters generally, especially if they don't take the ball away. So how are you guys feeling after watching them lose 2 in a row? You got your division rival coming into your field for a wild card matchup. First time you've been in the playoffs since 2020. And you've played 2 games against them that came down to a throw to end the game. And they were both by Caleb Williams. And I think that tells you something in and of itself. Like, Caleb's going to decide this game, right? Caleb's going to decide this game, whether it's good or bad. You're going to see – what up, Brandon? You're going to see Caleb – let me finish this thought. You're going to see Caleb decide this game. I fucking really believe that. And I personally feel very confident in Caleb Williams, his arm, deciding this game. Brandon, what's up, man?
What's going on, Dustin?
Why the fuck are you late?
Oh, it's a long story, dude.
I mean, we got all the time in the world.
It's a long story.
John says
they don't want to hear it.
John says I'd feel pretty good. I'd be surprised if the Bears come out and suck. Okay, that's a strong way to put it. True Pilgrim says I'm not feeling the defense right now. They worry me. If the defense don't worry you, I worry about you. If you're watching and you got eyeballs and a brain, this defense should worry you. Brandon, I was just kind of rambling, man. I want to just set the stage here because, like, from my perspective, I got a few things I want to get to, and we've talked about some things we want to talk about, but I really just want to let this conversation marinate wherever you want to go. Big picture about this team, this game, how this season was compared to what expectations were versus, you know, those expectations we had last year. It's like the exact opposite. I think it's a good place that we're in, and I really just want to let these conversations flow. Wherever you want to go, I'm with it, man. Let's get it all out in this game, in this show leading up to this game. What up, Shy Tex, man? Appreciate you. I've been seeing you commenting on them shorts, dude. I appreciate your support, Shy Tex. Thank you for being here.
Thanks,
hit that like button.
Thanks, Shy Tex. Our 500th member subscriber. Appreciate you.
You remember that?
I think it is Ben Johnson's and Caleb Williams' job to win this game, man.
And they're going to have to.
And they better be
the defense.
The only thing that's keeping this team living is, like, getting scoring touchdowns, man. They did, their defense is egregiously bad. And I do think that Kyler what's you want to talk about Kyler Gordon? Let's get to Kyler
I
Gordon.
just said I
You want
want
to
to
keep
talk
the
about whatever
conversation
you
broad.
want to talk about.
Okay. I think Kyler Gordon will improve this defense. I don't know what it's. Dustin, are you a little concerned the same as me that like this guy shouldn't be playing football?
It's been a theme with the Bears all year. I pointed it out very early with the Jalen Johnson thing. I've had concerns from week one since the preseason, really. So yeah, I mean, that concern is there. And then the last time he tried to come back, and it was against the Packers, of course. And we were all like convinced, like, oh, this is going to make a huge impact on our defense. It's going to change it. And the stats bear that out. Like how they perform when he's on the field versus when he's not, it's night and day. So like you're just banking on that. And then you find out right before kickoff, like he ain't going. And when I found that, I was like, he ain't going for a while. So it's like you're hoping that he's been healthy, he's been good, and just kind of ramping up, and the Bears are just holding him out to the last possible second. And if that's the case, fuck limited snaps. If you're healthy, play. If you're not, get off the field. That's how I feel about Jalen Johnson too.
Sure,
that's how I feel about any of these guys.
We keep doing
Fuck
this
that.
slow roll thing.
Let's get the healthy guys on the field. I don't want to see limited snaps.
Yeah. So every time we do this, somebody gets hurt further. This Bears medical staff has been egregious, dude. It really has. And I understand the difference that Kyler Gordon makes. I do. And I firmly believe like you want your best players on the field for a playoff game, but if you
only if they're at their best,
right? If you believe that you're going to exist beyond this game, is it what's best for Kyler Gordon to play? If he's on a snap count and what did Dennis Allen say? He's going to be a part of this defense. Like, what does that mean, man? He either is or he isn't. Like, what does that mean?
Part of the game plan. I mean, listen, I think it's smart to rotate out your cornerbacks to an extent in this game. I think it's smart to get as many cornerbacks on the field as possible, depending on the formation that the Packers are in. You know, they got some good receivers, some speedy ones. You got to match up with them, and you got to keep the two safeties over the top. You can't have your safeties matched up with any of these receivers. So cornerbacks are going to be very important in this game, and that is very concerning, Brandon, when you look at how poorly Nashawn Wright has performed, when you look at how poorly Jalen Johnson has performed, and when you look at how Tyree Stevenson hasn't been on the field. And I think they desperately need his attitude on the field, man. I really do. So I want to see all these guys get on the field, and when somebody's not playing well, I mean, you got to ride with your guys. You don't really have any other options. But
when CJ Gardner-Johnson is out, so the importance of Kyler Gordon is cannot be understated. But if you believe that you'll win this game and move further, are you doing detriment to Kyler Gordon's health? He's going to be here for the rest of this. Is he going to be here until the Super Bowl?
Bro,
are you doing this? Is this like
I don't give a fuck.
We rest him as long as we could to get one week out of him.
When I'm thinking of it, I don't give a fuck about the future. And I think that's the way Ben Johnson's thinking about it. It's the way you got to think about it. I care about this game. If Kyler Gordon's not at his healthiest, fuck what the implications are in the future. What are the implications in this game? Are you going to get beat because you are not physically at your peak? Are you going to miss a tackle? Are you going to get beat on a crossing route? That's what I am concerned about for this game. I want our best 11 on the field, and those guys got to be healthy. And I personally think, and Shytex agrees with me, Stevenson is the guy that brings an edge to your defense, man. When he made that strip on Javonte Williams, he comes up and makes big tackles in the run. I know he gets beat in coverage, but so do all these fucking quarterbacks, dude. Like, I want to see the healthiest, best people on the field for this game. And I'm not thinking about beyond that. I'm just thinking about this game if I'm the Chicago Bears. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you're saying, Brandon, but like, honestly, it's not even a thought in my head right now, because it's just like, if you're not healthy, do not be in the most important game of the year.
Because I don't think we're disagreeing. Like, I think if your mentality is on this game alone and what it takes to win it, you probably shouldn't play Kyler Gordon anyways.
I don't know that. I can't say that for sure.
If you are relying on Kyler Gordon to play through injury, it's not good.
What if he's not playing through injury, though? What if they're fucking, playing possum? What if he's been ready for 2 weeks and they've been cautious? I don't know. That's my hope.
He's just on a snap count. for the hell of
What
it.
I'm saying is like, why snap this? The limited shit is all coming from. It's all speculation. It's all coming from reporters, and that's the obvious speculation to make when a guy has barely played this season. It makes sense. But like, what if that's not the Bears' plan? What if their thing is like, this guy is full go, and we're gonna let him go? That's the only. If that's not the case, though, Brandon, I agree with you. And then in that case, like, is he playing through injury, and why the fuck is he on the field? That's how I feel about, as I said, Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, it's gonna make you wonder when they clinched the division. Could Kyle Gordon have come back against the Niners? Could he have come back against the Lions? I don't know.
That's what I'm
were they-
hoping. Like, he could have, and they just said, "Fuck it, we're already in the playoffs. Let's just have him ready for that." But yeah,
there'll be a drastic change from our medical staff if they're like, let's hang him up for 2 more weeks.
To be smart. Yeah, it would. But as Shy Tech says here, man, he's regardless of health, he's going to be rusty. Game speed, this is playoff football. It's not like, week 3 against the Cowboys, man. This is playoffs against the fucking Packers.
This is rust, not rest. I mean, this is.
Listen, I want to see Kyler Gordon on the field, only if he's healthy.
So do I.
That's it. Sure. That's that. I don't know how much more there is to talk about it. Like,
and he can make a difference. You know what I mean? Like,
if he does make a difference, yeah.
If he steps in and he is ready to play, he can make a big difference for this football team. And obviously, you feel positive about the return of Kyler Gordon, just the same as you do Rome.
Well, that's the other. Listen, let's get into that. But like, real quick, Vizzo says here, watch Jalen or Wright get burned more than once, and Ben tells DA to put Stevenson in. I think these cornerbacks are going to get beat, guys. I think that's fait accompli. Like, that's gonna.
Yeah,
happen.
and I think understandably so. Well, Ben Johnson doesn't really have a grasp over the defense yet.
Yeah, no, that's why I made that point to you earlier this week. Like, this season was set up to where, Ben, you just focus on the offense, limit your exposure. I honestly, make it as easy as possible on your rookie head coach. That's why Dennis Allen is here. Dennis Allen needs to oversee this defense. And in that vein, these cornerbacks are going to get beat. Dennis Allen needs to make sure those 2 safeties are always back there to keep it from turning into the big play. I don't want to see safeties one-on-one with fucking receivers. I don't want to see a snap, really, where the safeties aren't back there to keep the Packers in front of them. I really don't. Like, these cornerbacks are going to get beat, guys. That's going to happen. But I really do think the competitive edge that Tyree Stevenson gives your defense, it feels like a different defense when he's on the field. You've seen it in games. You saw it happen in Minnesota. In that game in Minnesota, the Bears had that game under control. Tyree Stevenson gets hurt. All of a sudden, J.J. McCarthy, who looked like completely incompetent, is throwing darts across all over the field as soon as Tyree Stevenson goes out. Tyree Stevenson makes an impact on this defense, and I want to see him on the fucking field. What up, Phil? How you doing, brother? Let's fucking go. We're going.
I think between I said this to you guys in a text, between weeks 2 and 5, I thought he was your best corner on your football team.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's your best right now, but I think he, like I said, I think he brings something to your team and your defense that you desperately need. The Bears need attitude on Saturday. They need heavy man
package. He is your best
in terms of man coverage, yes. But I mean, even so, he still gets beat, and I mean that's going to happen in man coverage. Quarterbacks can take advantage of man coverage, so it's not my job to scheme up for Dennis Allen. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it is. I just know what my eyes see. When you blitz Jordan Love, he burns you badly on the back end. He was perfect. You couldn't get home, and he burns you in one-on-one matchups. I think zone, when they went to it in that Packers game, the first one, it helped them get back into that game defensively. They did a lot more of it in the second Packers matchup, and it limited some certain things. Obviously, Jordan Love wasn't playing in that game, but you saw it in the Lions game too. They were able to force an interception when they were in zone coverage. I think they maintain better. That bend but don't break thing works better for this team, the personnel as it's constructed in zone, or at least with the 2 high safeties. So that's what I want to see. Phil says, I'm great, so hyped, but also nervous as hell. Guys, I have no idea what Bears version we are going to see Saturday night. I want to get into that too, because I'm not feeling that nervous. I'm really not, Phil. And I empathize with you and I understand it, but I'm not feeling it. I don't feel nerves about this game.
No.
Fuck the Packers. The Bears are the better team. That's how I feel. Rome Odunze, Brandon. We were chatting back and forth about this. We brought him up
hold on.
last week. Oh, come on. What we got?
I want to say, like, so many Bears fans have glossed over the situation the Packers are in, and it's something that needs to be stated. Like, you're not only on a 4-game losing skid, your quarterback's going to the playoffs with a 3-week vacation. It's a big deal, dude. It's a big deal. It is. Like,
and your quarterback has been bad in some playoff games too. He was really bad against Philly last year.
Yeah, and I think Packers fans are kind of underselling the position they're in right now, because if I was a Packers fan, I wouldn't feel great, no matter who they're playing. I wouldn't feel great about their odds of winning the Super Bowl. Would you, Dustin?
I mean, no, I don't feel great about their odds of beating the Bears. So no, definitely not.
So, like,
I feel much better about the Bears.
This team is depleted, and they've lost so many pieces, and their quarterback's been out. And there's like people projecting the Packers are just going to obliterate the Bears, and it's very confusing to me, man. Because
I don't think Phil's nerves are around the Packers, Brandon.
Well, regardless of whether or not the Packers were playing the Bears, let's say they're playing somebody else. Like I said, they're in a bad position in their own right. Like, 4-game losing skid with a quarterback that hasn't been on the field is not a good position to be in. Plus the injuries they've had with Parsons and Wyatt and stuff. But on top of that, man, like, the Bears are gonna compete with anybody, right? We know that. But the way these last 4 Bears-Packers games have ended, how could anybody project that the Packers win handedly over anything, man? Like, it's not.
I don't know. Ask
There's
Dan Orlovsky and his suit
it's a
hoodie
baseless claim to
I don't know.
have, because there's just nothing that insinuates that's the case.
I don't think
all these Bears fans that are scared. I want to say this,
Brandon. It goes a lot better when I can see you.
You're scared of the history of this rivalry. You're not scared of the recent past.
Well, I'll say this. I don't want to speak for Phil, but I kind of feel what he's saying. Like, the Bears themselves have shown you that they can be 2 different teams. If I do have any nerves, it's about, he says right there, what version of the Bears shows up. Now, the Bears losing this game, the possibility is there, and it's because they could shoot themselves in the foot. I believe 100% the Bears are a better team than the Packers. I think
they're pretty evenly matched, man. I think they are.
The Bears, well, I disagree with you. I think the Bears are a better team. They're a more talented team as currently constructed going into this game. But I would say that the Bears can shoot themselves in the foot. They've done that. We've seen them do that. We've seen them be in close games that shouldn't have been close. We've seen that. So I think that's where a lot of Bears fans' nerves come from. I don't know so much about who they're playing, more about this team has been an enigma throughout the season.
I don't know about that though, man. Before the matchup was decided, a lot of people were posting like, just hope it's not the 7th seed.
Phil wants to see. Yeah, I never felt that way.
Me neither. Because like, that's what you should want. If you're a Bears fan, you should want this. You should want this. Listen, you have had 4. And I know, guys, you win some, you lose some, but you have had 4 extremely, extremely competitive and fun to watch football games between 2 rivals who are now going to meet for the first time in the playoffs, or for the 3rd time in the playoffs in 100 years. This is like, what else do you want if you're a Bears fan, bro? Like, honest to God. Like, I feel for the first like week after we had decided we were the 2 seed, I felt like I was the only person in the world that was like, oh, thank God the Packers are coming home. I feel like everybody else was like, oh, the Niners. Like, are you out of your fucking mind? Do you think the Niners in their current state are better or worse than the Packers in theirs?
I think the Niners could go into Philly and beat Philly.
I think the Niners could go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
With the offense, the way they're playing right now, a 9-7-1 team that's lost 4 in a row with a quarterback that's missed 3 weeks. I'm not feeling the same way about, dude. Their defense. Does that make me biased? Am I like, oh, I'm just trying to paint this picture the best I can because I'm a Bears fan? Or like, is the Packers a much better matchup for the Bears than the Niners at this state of the condition they're in?
The Packers are here to be got. They're good to be
right.
gotten. Their defense is suffering.
They just
I
allow a
believe
lot of yards and a lot of
they've
touchdowns to two different teams. They're struggling. They're broken. They're mending their wound. They're healing their wounds, man. They've been doing this all year, and I keep saying this to people. This team is healing its wounds. It's licking its like, and people are like, oh, it's still the Packers. Well, they've lost 4 in a row.
no, yeah, I don't buy into that. It's the Packers shit. This team
No,
is
it's
not.
nonsense, dude.
This team has not been playing their best football. They've been dealing with injuries, and the thing about that is that they are now as healthy as they've been in weeks. So they've been smart in that regard to get their guys healthy for the biggest game of the year.
And
but
Dustin,
yet and still, I still have uber confidence in the Chicago Bears in this game.
well, and I said this in a text to you guys earlier, and I believe it to be the case. If you are sincerely worried about this Packers team, of all the teams that you could have played in the playoffs, the Rams, the Niners, we'll exclude the Panthers, but like the rest of the Eagles, really good football teams that have been playing really good football as of late. And
The
and you're
Packers
worried
are on
about-
a downslide
Yeah,
going into
yeah,
the playoffs.
and you're worried about the
They
Packers.
backed
It's-
into the playoffs.
Yeah,
They
it
shouldn't even have
says
been
to me-
there, really. The Lions would have just
they
beat
had
the
to
Vikings
rely on
with
other
Max
teams.
Brosmer.
Yeah, they had to rely on
Yeah.
other teams to get there. So I think it's important to say this, man. For all the Bears fans that feel negatively once they see the Packers was the matchup the Bears received, you're not looking at the Caleb Williams era of Bears versus Packers. You're looking at the Packers versus the Bears all time. And you feel like there's this hump that you can't get past, which says to me, Dustin, how much do you believe in these guys? Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. Because if you're basing this game, how you anticipate this game might go based on the history of the history of this rivalry, do you believe they're the same old Bears?
I can't answer that question for someone else. I don't look at it through that lens. I don't.
But people do, right? Like, oh, it's the hump they can't get past. Well, how much do you believe in
It
this Bears team?
matters.
If that's what you feel.
It matters, Brandon. I think the Bears got the best possible matchup they could have gotten at home in the first round.
And they got a coach and a quarterback, dude, which they've never had. And Packers fans are pretending like that's something the Bears have not acquired in the last. It's like, dude, we're 2-2 since we drafted this kid. Shy Tex, I agree with you 100%. I think that it's strictly based on a feeling more than your actual sports analytics. Because if you look at these two teams and you got one at home that's lost twice this year and one that's missing a quarterback for the last 3 weeks and is on a 4-game losing skid, it would only make sense if you're a gambler to wager on the Bears. It really does, honestly, right? Because the Packers are favored. Dan Orlovsky said the Packers are going to win this game handedly. If you're a gambling man, Dustin, who are you putting money on in this game?
I'm
If you're
gonna
not
bet
a
on the
Bears fan, if you're just removed from this rivalry, no Bears, no Packers, no bias, who do you like more in this game?
Listen, man. If there's doubt of the Chicago Bears, there is some legitimate doubt, Brandon.
Well, because they've been a team that needs to win.
You
weird
needed
fashion.
to take Brandon. You needed to take care of business against the Detroit Lions, and you didn't. Your defense is susceptible to the run and the pass. You allow a lot of yards per game that can
your
allow
offense
a team
went back
to
to
control the
shit.
clock.
Yeah.
So I mean, like there's reasons to be skeptical of this team, and they're legitimate ones. But the point you're making about the Bears at home, right? They're allowing 16.8 points per game at home. That number went down after that Lions game, right? They've held 7 opponents below season at scoring average, and 7 to 21 points or less. They're giving up 5.5 points per game less than their opponent this season on average at home. So, I mean, like this Bears defense at home has been better. The wind that keeps getting brought up. I've seen it brought up on multiple shows, and it was brought up in this chat. That's a giant advantage to Caleb Williams and the Bears in my mind. Caleb Williams' throws can cut through fucking anything as far as I'm concerned until he proves me different. I've seen him do it. I have firm confidence and belief in that. When you talk about the weather and how that could impact the passing game, I feel like you saw it impact Jordan Love in Chicago. You did not see it impact Caleb Williams. You didn't see it impact Caleb Williams against the Browns in one of the coldest games in Chicago Bears history. So I have uber confidence in that. I think that's an advantage. I think Cairo Santos as a kicker is a giant advantage over the Packers kicking in wind at Soldier Field. There's a lot of things playing in favor of the Chicago Bears going into this matchup, especially if there's some extreme weather conditions.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because the weather is supposed to be a factor in this football game. And I don't know how severe it's going to be, but it was stated that it will impact the way that teams approach this game because teams are looking at the weather report all week long. So let me ask you this: if this game is ugly,
Exactly,
right?
Cliff.
Bad wind, rain, whatever it is, if just snow, like cold weather, temperate temperatures, like frigid temperatures.
Yep.
Do you believe the Bears are not at an advantage in a weird game?
I don't know how weird the game's gonna be.
I think it
I
is.
don't know how much
it's
the
gonna be
weather
weird, man.
impacts the Bears' offense for two reasons.
Would you be
And
shocked if this game was like 12-9?
Yes, I would.
Really? I would
Yeah.
not one bit. And let me ask you this, man: if the weather is what it's supposed to be, is the Bears' run game or the Packers' run game give more confidence to you?
I prefer the Bears' offensive line. I prefer the Bears' run game. I do. Josh Jacobs says he's the healthiest he's been.
He's a 3 yards per carry guy.
He's a damn good player, but he's averaging 3.5 yards per carry. It was somewhere in there. I haven't looked at the stats recently. I looked them up the last time the Bears went into a matchup with them. So I mean, like, it's the Packers overall in terms of their run offense has not been great. I have more faith in the Bears' ability to get the run going based on what we've seen between these two teams in their first two matchups. I 100% do. I trust in that. And then I trust in Caleb Williams in play action, taking some deep shots, and his ball's not being affected by the wind. His throws not being affected by that kind of weather. Again, the weather could change 10 more times before fucking Saturday. It's Chicago, dude. It was 55 degrees today. It was 55 degrees today and fucking pouring rain in the middle of January.
Dark as shit.
So like we don't know what it's gonna be yet, to be honest. But I have a lot, and I brought up the Cairo Santos thing, and Cliff agreed with me. And Shy Tex is pointing out that that throw that Jordan Love had, he had Christian Watson wide open in the end zone, and that ball just sailed on him hard. The advantage to the Bears in that regard, as far as I'm concerned.
I think we both agreed the X's and O's of this game aren't all that important. We've played them twice. You guys know what the Bears need to do if they want.
You got to out physical them at the line of scrimmage, as Phil said earlier. 100%. That's the key to winning in the playoffs.
I think it's worth talking about not just the Packers analysts and media and all that's like the fan base. They all think this game is like predetermined.
Well, that's what they thought the first two times the Bears played the Packers too.
Right, and they lost the game.
What the fuck does that mean? And they almost lost the first game. They could have. That game was up in the air. As I said, this game will be decided on Caleb Williams' arm like it was the first two times. And I feel good about that.
This is interesting conversation. Do you think the Packers fan base and analytics and all these guys, the podcasters and the fucking morons on ESPN Milwaukee, which is funny that exists, to be honest, but
Ben Brust is a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and he averaged 9 points per game in his collegiate Division I basketball career. Fuck that guy. He's a clown, bro.
That up?
But what?
You looked that up?
Well, I looked up who he is and why he's irrelevant, and then I saw that he was a basketball player for Wisconsin for 4 years. And he was a clown. He sucked. But
I mean, averaging 9 points is better than what I would have done. I'll say
over 4 years.
9 points a game. That's
I think
decent.
I'd average that on accident. But I don't know, man.
You're a little cocky on that one, man.
The false sense of security from this fan base is interesting because
we realized this the first time they played, Brandon, and it's a fear. It's overcompensation. That's where we settled at.
No, I think they think Caleb is a bust. I think they truthfully believe that.
Then you have to ignore logic and you have to ignore what your eyes see. Caleb Williams gamed you on a fucking perfect pass to DJ Moore in overtime. If you think Caleb Williams
after a podcaster said, let Caleb sit in the pocket and make that throw.
After watching that, if you think Caleb Williams is not a good quarterback, I mean, it goes the same way with Bears fans. You got Bears fans saying Jordan Love is not a good quarterback. I have never said that. You haven't.
No, we have.
Jordan Love is a damn good quarterback.
He is.
And I am worried about what he's going to do to this defense on Saturday if they don't get pressure on him, which they probably won't. Let's just be real about that. But I think it's overcompensation, Brandon. I think they're not comfortable with the position they're in. They know that their team has not been able to get pressure on the quarterback either since Micah Parsons went down. They know that they have not been able to stop the run. They know that they have been dealing with injuries and they don't know what they're going to get on Saturday from these guys that are back and healthy. They don't know. So I think it's just, it's more of that same thing, like the Bears fan PTSD going back to this rivalry and how the Packers have dominated. I think that that's just what they feel because that's what they've seen and that's what they've known. But I think they're so loud about it, Brandon, because they're overcompensating for a real fear that they have that they're about to run into a fucking buzzsaw. That's what I think.
I don't think they've truthfully embraced or even acknowledged the premise that they depended on other. This Packers team, man, should not be in the playoffs. They're 9-7.
The Lions could not beat
9-7 and
the Lions could not beat the Vikings with
Yeah.
Max Brosmer
And
as
if
your
they
starting
did-
quarterback.
if they
It's a
did,
different story. It's a
they're
different story.
in.
Mhm.
So the Packers depended on the Lions losing a football game to make it to the playoffs.
At the same time, the Packers beat the Lions twice this year, Brandon. So like they took care of business in some ways that they needed to. They're here. They're a playoff team.
Yeah, but the Lions aren't.
But that's irrelevant. The Packers are, and they did take care of business in some
it's
ways.
relevant because they're 2-5 against playoff teams. The Packers are 2-5
And the
against
Bears
playoffs.
are 2-4 in their division.
And the Bears are 2-3 against playoff teams.
Yeah, I mean, and the Bears have performed pretty well against playoff teams, and those have been close games. You could call it a coin flip, and I wouldn't really be upset or argue with you. I don't feel like it is,
Justin, the reality
but you
is,
could.
I hate to say this so early in the show, but for everybody who's watching, before I give my score projection, this is going to be a last play of the game kind of football game.
Interesting. I mean, that's that's been across the board what everybody's kind of going with, coin flip type of game, and it makes sense because of how those first two games shook out.
The last four games shook out.
I mean, I'm only working in this season.
Since Caleb Williams has been the quarterback of this Chicago Bears team, the Bears Packers games have been decided by the final play of the game.
Divisional games are always close. So it's when you take a divisional game,
playoffs.
When you take a divisional game and you put it in the playoffs, it is always must-see TV.
Yeah,
remember those Ravens, Steelers,
and you know what's most important?
Patriots, Jets. I think back to the Bears and the Packers are going. This game, every single play is going to be the most important play of the game. Every single play, you're going to be on the edge of your fucking seat. This is going to be a lot of fun. Those players are going to be going all out, man. And these two teams know each other really well. If you what up, Scottish?
I'm gonna get a little bias here, and I don't do this on the show very often, guys, but I'm gonna
show your bias, Brandon.
If you're looking at
show me yours, I'll show you mine.
If you're looking at Caleb's tenure as the Bears quarterback, he threw a pick. I'll give him that. They lost the game. He lost the game. They had a field goal blocked last year. Caleb should be 3-1 against this football team, doesn't? And with bad coaching in his rookie season, bad coaching.
I guess that matters to an extent, man. But like I said, I'm just not really looking at last year.
But the fans, the Bears fan base is looking at like the Packers still have this dominant reign or control over the Bears, or like Sean says all the time in text, I'm still scared, still worries me it's the Packers. But it's like Caleb is really. But if you look
thing about fear is it's irrational, Brandon.
But Caleb has taken care of business against this organization. That cannot be understated, dude. He has played really good football when it counts against this Packers team.
And in the NFC North in general.
Even the game he threw the pick. He crawled back in. He played phenomenal football in that second half. We all watched it. He brought his team back into that football game. Caleb has played really good football against this Packers team, and I don't see why any Packers fan would believe that this guy is the same old Bears or any kind of bust or Jay Cutler or this.
You're talking to a wall at that point. To me, the Packers aren't going to change their
talking to a fan base that kind of wish
the Packers aren't
today.
The Packers aren't going to change. The Packers fans are not going to change their perspective on that. The Bears are going to have to change it for them. With their play on the field. That's what I am counting on.
After years of Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson, they will.
Scottish, I've been making this point for fucking over a month now. I agree with you. It's going to be windy on Saturday, he says. I trust the thrust in Williams' arm and the wind more than love 100%. I trust Caleb's arm in these weather conditions more than I trust any other quarterback in the NFC and maybe in the NFL. Josh Allen, you can throw in that
becoming
conversation.
Pretty obvious Caleb has the most talented arm in the NFL. It really is. And I can say that without bias. You can throw Mahomes at me or whatever it is, man.
Mahomes is a guy that's in that conversation, but he's not in the playoffs, so I'm not talking about him. I have not
seen a guy in my lifetime make some of the throws that I've watched Caleb Williams make this year. Like I told you guys, if he made that pass to Colston last week, that might be the greatest pass I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, when he was flushed out of the pocket.
Yeah, and completely a position in which a coach would say, do not fucking throw that ball, bro.
Caleb has a way of throwing the ball away, but it still has a chance, but only for his receiver. He has a way of doing that, and it's
because he's not throwing picks.
Yeah. Listen, Vizzo says, I'm so sick of Packers fans saying Bears haven't won when Love finishes the game. I want no excuses after the Bears win. Honestly, Vizzo, if Jordan Love don't finish this game, they can have that excuse all they want, and the Bears win. I don't give a shit. Like, you can hold on to that as like your blankie all offseason, Packers fans. If Jordan Love don't finish this game and you lose, so be it. I don't give a shit. This is the playoffs. Whoever comes out on top is the better team, and that's
Jordan Love doesn't finish this game. You might have to start worrying about Jordan Love.
Yeah, and that's for them to worry about. I don't give a shit. Make the excuses all offseason if you want. Well, Jordan Love didn't finish the game. I don't give a fuck. We won the game.
And Malik Willis has been limited in practice.
Him to finish the game. I would expect Jordan Love to finish this game. Right? If he has to do it on one leg, I would expect Jordan Love to finish.
I expect him to finish the game because I don't think he's going to get hit.
And then Shy Tex is echoing what you're saying, Brandon. He says Caleb has played well against them last season as well, at least in giving a chance for the Bears to win. Yeah, Caleb plays well against this Packers team for sure.
Yes, against
and now
defense.
He has Ben Johnson.
It's run by the same guy, and after the loss of Parsons, it's the same personnel. Caleb knows this defense. He knows it well.
What's up, Shorty? How you doing tonight, brother? I was checking you guys' show out earlier, man. Good shit.
Caleb plays well against his division. And I think more so with the Packers than any other team in the division. And I think it's being discredited by even Bears fans. I really do believe that. I do, Dustin. Like, the Bears fan base is not viewing this Bears team like they're different from the team that's gotten their ass kicked by the Packers for their entire existence, man.
I think a good portion of them are, man. But at the end of the day, the Bears have to exercise those demons on the football field, Brandon. That's just what it comes down to.
Yeah, Ben Johnson.
Bears fans got to feel that confidence. Yes, when Ben Johnson needs to show them why it's different. Caleb Williams needs to show them why it's different. And I say those two specifically, and you do as well, because that's what's going to win this game. It is not going to be your defense. Now, they could come up with some big takeaways like Nashawn Wright did, pulling that ball out of Josh Jacobs' hands on the goal line. Like, things like that are going to need to happen. But at the end of the day, it's got to fall on Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson to out-scheme Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love and win this game with your offense. I think we're all in agreement when it comes to that. I don't think anybody should be banking on this Bears defense to win this game. They're going to need to make a few plays, but Caleb is going to have to be the best he's been all season in this game, Brandon, and I like the potential of that happening. I'm a fan of that. The more I keep thinking about this game, Brandon, and how that last game ended against the Lions and how it started and all of that, like, I think Ben's got some shit up his sleeve. And I am starting to think more and more like, I don't know. It mattered to them, obviously, that game, but it also mattered to them to keep some things close to the chest, close to the vest.
Well, I think
it clearly did. And I think there's a reason behind it, and we're going to see that come to fruition on Saturday.
And I also think that I wouldn't put it past this Bears team to kind of emulate the way they've played all season in this game alone.
Exactly, Scottish. I was saying that earlier.
I think, like, Caleb comes on strong in the fourth quarter because they call him, he's the Iceman. He's got no nerves. When the pressure's on, it's when he plays his most or plays his best. The pressure's on, Dustin, from snap one.
Yeah, you got to come out strong. You got to come out strong. You got to.
Are we going to see a Caleb that treats this entire game like it's the fourth quarter, down 14 points?
Brett, when the Bears score at least 7 points in the first half, I think they're 10-2 on the season, something like that. Just not like 21, not 14. Like, just get some points on the board in the first half. They
Not a
they have
field
a
goal.
damn good winning percentage. No, it's 7 points. You gotta get a touchdown. But like that goes to show you, like, they crawl out of some big holes, and a lot of times lately they're coming up short. They're just they run out of time, they run out of gas, and you just can't put yourself in that position. Keep it within striking distance in that first half is really all you got to do. But like, you got to come out strong with some good, even if you don't score on your first possession, it can't be a 3 and out. You got to give that defense some fits to start this game, man. You have to. Phil says, Dustin, Bears get 2 turnovers. They are 9-0. It's great to see Love. It would be great to see Love turn the ball over. 100%. But when they get just one, it's not.
Love
it's
in the
not as good.
playoffs.
2 turnovers is hard to get in the playoffs.
Love in the playoffs has been known to do this.
And Dustin and Vizzo says right here, I agree with you, but I'm concerned with Love having too much time and the Packers receivers too fast for our cornerbacks. What do you think DA's game plan should be? I said it last night. I jumped on those guys' show. I've said it tonight. You need 2 high safeties. Keep it in front of you. Limit the damage. Pick your spots. You know, like a prize fighter, like in a heavyweight matchup that's, you know, you're evenly matched. You know, styles make fights, but you got to pick your spots where you can go in for a couple of kill shots. But in general, if you are consistently trying to be so aggressive to overcompensate for the pressure you can't get with your front 4, Jordan Love is going to pick you apart in man coverage. He just is, especially considering that these blitzes don't get home for the Chicago Bears, man. That's my biggest fear, is Dennis Allen comes out with that. I feel like in that first game you saw how poorly that went, and like there's just no chance of that happening again, but I worry about it. I want to limit the damage to keep the Bears offense with the ability to keep the Bears in this game. That's the way I'd approach it on defense. That sounds like a cop out, but that's how I feel.
Your offense to stay on the fucking field, man.
I've
said this for the
maintain the Bears have an edge in time of possession on the season in terms of
Bears
versus
They need to lean on that, man. I've said this for the last 2 weeks. They've done something differently, and they need to lean on that. And they might have won the Niners game had they had done that. And Ben's got to figure that out. That's up to Ben Johnson.
Do you have faith that Ben Johnson does have that figured out going into the biggest game of his coaching career?
I don't know. It's tough because he's clearly aware that Caleb's his best player. And he's put a lot of trust in Caleb Williams. And I think Ben Johnson truthfully believes that, like, in order for this team to win football games, Caleb's got to show out. But
what's up, Bearsky?
He should. Caleb is a necessary piece of winning any football game, but only if you get him comfortable early. Man, you get some run plays in there. You get successful run plays, and then you start to play action stuff. I just don't feel like Caleb's been made comfortable in the first half of any game this season.
Any game, that's tough, but
Dallas, like, maybe
more often the Niners game, they came out firing pretty well to start. I mean,
yeah, their defense.
The Browns game, they came out pretty strong to start offensively. And they kept that going for the entire game. I think getting Luther Burden and Colston Loveland the offense needs to be run through Colston Loveland and Luther Burden in terms of the passing game. Colston Loveland. In terms of the passing game, the offense needs to run through him. Brandon, in the last 2 weeks, Colston Loveland has 16 catches for 185 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 13.5 yards per catch in those games. Colston Loveland has been fucking unstoppable. The Bears need to utilize him because there's not a player on that Packers defense that can match up with him.
Touchdown and 90. That's 8 receptions for 90 yards and a touchdown average. That's ridiculous.
I mean, it's been unbelievable. He's become one of the most consistent guys. I got something here that I want to show just in regards to what we're talking about. And it's Colston Loveland and Luther Burden. Look at right here. With a minimum of 15 targets on 3rd and 4th down, Michael Mayer's number 1, Barner's 2, Colston Loveland's 3, 80.8% catch rate on 3rd and 4th down, minimum of 15 attempts. Look down a little bit further. Luther Burden's down there at 75%. When Caleb needs it, can you see what I'm showing you here? When Caleb needs it, these are the guys that step up These are some of the best guys in the league when it counts the most. I think Caleb is going to lean heavy on Colston and Luther, and I think he has to in order to find success and keep the sticks moving to maintain that possession you're talking about. I think those are your two guys. And then, like I said, man, like we've been talking about, tried to transition to it earlier, Rome Odunze coming back to this offense. You can't overstate what that's going to mean. The X factor of the Bears playoff run in this game, to me, is the fact that you are now adding a guy who's kind of been a forgotten man of this team since he's been hurt, and he was struggling before he got hurt. You're adding a forgotten man of this offense back to it, who is a top 10 pick and who has number one receiver capabilities and traits and athleticism. And it's like, who is this Packers defense going to key on when you do that? The fact that a guy like Rome Odunze becomes a forgotten man and an X factor for your offense is kind of fucking crazy to think about, ain't it, Brandon?
Yeah, I think, obviously Luther Burden's been healthy. He's been on the field and he's made an impact as a rookie, which means he's probably going to be a really damn good player in the future. But don't forget that you drafted the number one contested pass catcher in the class a year ago with a top 10 pick, dude. I mean, I think it's important that any Bears fan understand Rome is a really big part of the Bears' future. I'm seeing people like Rome for Crosby straight up. Like,
what?
No.
No, DJ Moore makes.
Yeah.
Rome doesn't have the contract, so that makes no sense. Whoever's saying that's not really doesn't really know what's going on. The DJ and Max Crosby's contracts line up, so that makes sense. Rome's on a rookie contract. That doesn't work. But either way, like that's crazy.
And Rome had barring injury, Dustin, he was on pace for like 10, 50, 8.5 touchdowns. I mean, like this guy had a wide receiver one season if he's on the field.
And Scottish is 100%, Brandon. Scottish is making the point that is the most important. I made it the other night when we were on here. He says, remember, Loveland and Burden were not properly integrated when Rome got injured. They are now. Over these last few games, especially with Rome not being there and Burden being healthy because he had the one game he missed, like secured roles have been established for Colston Loveland and Luther Burden, and confidence from Caleb Williams to those guys and Ben Johnson to those guys has been established. And now you add back Rome, who's not a diva. He's not a give me the ball guy, a look at me guy. I need the ball this many times. He's just going to fit in and blend in with what you already got going. And when you talk, like, that's a guy that should be Olamide Zacchaeus. That's who that guy should be, fitting into an offense, just blending in and doing what you need. You can have that guy be fucking Rome Odunze. And we haven't even talked about DJ Moore. The Packers have no film on the type of offense the Bears are going to run. If you have a healthy Rome Odunze, same thing applies we said about Kyler Gordon. If he's not healthy, he shouldn't be playing. If he's healthy, he should be out there. A healthy Rome Odunze added to this offense as it's already constructed and it's been established, the roles and the pecking order has been established without him. That shit is scary. And the Packers have no way to prepare for it because you haven't seen it at all this season.
Yeah, I think Rome's without the help of Burden 11 is that's my point, man. I kind of want to this dude's a really good player. And, he suffered the injury, which is not a good look for a young player, but he was Caleb's best receiver for the majority of the season that he played. So
and Caleb's most trusted receiver. And so Caleb hasn't lost that trust either.
No, exactly. So with the additions of Loveland and Burden being as integrated as they are, I still think Caleb will look to Rome.
Yeah, but it's like Caleb now is in this position where he can be the point guard that we thought he would be to start the season. He would focus in a little too much on Rome. He didn't have enough confidence in certain guys. Guys that you shouldn't have confidence in have been established. OZ, you don't need to have confidence in him. Don't throw him the ball. Jade Walker has stepped up as of late, and Caleb has uber confidence in him. You can tell. The way he throws the ball to him, he knows he's gonna be where he's supposed to be. So this pecking order has been established, as I was saying, and Caleb now kind of knows I can trust this guy, and this guy. I can put the ball wherever it makes sense to put it. Cole Kmet, he trusts Cole Kmet in big situations. That 2-point conversion he threw to him, that was a laser, and Cole Kmet paid off with a catch. I mean, you talk about the drops, because the drops have been an issue all season for this Bears team. Number one in the drop rate in the NFL since week 10. We showed it last week. So I mean, that matters. But like, I think Caleb has uber confidence in a good amount of people out here, and I don't think he's going to be zoning in or targeting anyone. The Packers are not going to be able to say, I'm going to shut this guy down because this is Caleb's go-to guy. Caleb has like fucking 4 go-to guys at this point. He can just distribute the ball to the guy who's open. He needs to play smooth, confident within himself. And Ben Johnson just needs to call a game, like you said, that gets him rolling quickly and lets him feel that confidence. Because when Caleb gets on that roll, ain't nobody in this fucking league stopping him. Nobody, as far as I'm concerned.
No, that's why it's so disheartening, man. It's like I said to you guys on the Monday, we made a short out of it. Like, when this dude is playing 4 quarters of football, who's going to beat the Bears?
Well, that's the thing. They haven't done it. Can they do it? I just keep feeling like Ben Johnson has this game plan set up. I really do believe that Ben Johnson is the best guy in the league at designing routes and plays that put defenders, especially cornerbacks, in such conflict that they make the wrong decision more often than not. I think Ben's the best guy in the league at that. And I think if Caleb can just make the right read out of those schemes, you're going to have guys open pretty consistently. And we can talk about the weather and how that can impact the passing game. As I've said, I don't think it impacts Caleb Williams. And if it does, it doesn't impact him anywhere near the way it's going to impact Jordan Love. So I think obviously running the ball is important. Establishing your dominance at the line of scrimmage is going to be important. But it's going to come down to these quarterbacks at some point. And I feel really good about Caleb Williams and what Ben Johnson has up his sleeve going into Saturday. Cliff says Caleb needs to take a little off the ball in some of his passes. He has a laser arm, and it's hard to catch balls moving that fast. I remember that used to be the Brett Favre thing all the time, and like you kind of live with it. You live and die with it. But receivers got to get used to it too at some point. Because if he's putting it on you, that's the rule in my house, even for my baby. If it hits your hands, you got to catch it. That's the rule in my house, and that's the rule on the football field. So like these guys gotta be on those jugs machines and turning it up to 11, like they say in Spinal Tap, like it, because Caleb Williams has that arm, and he's not gonna take anything off of it. I don't see that happening. Personally, but I mean, Shorty and Shy Tex agree with him. Caleb is in this spot right now where he's still just like this stallion that's running, man, and like you're still trying to get him under control, and he's finding the touch and finding the decision making and all those things that come with experience and growth and development in the same system in your NFL career. Right now, I mean, I don't know how much you want to rein them in, because your biggest advantage against any team is Caleb Williams' raw talent. That's what I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's the best player on this football team. And which
I agree with
kind of lights the way for the future. I feel like you were looking at a kid that's about to make major strides to being one of the best players in the NFL.
I have visions of highlight reels after this game that show Caleb falling short, that pass that he threw to Cole Kmet, that he waited too long and he put too much under it, and it just wasn't good enough, and he fell short. And then you go back to that pass to DJ Moore in overtime. It was a perfect throw, won the game, sealed it. And then whatever the throw that he makes in this game that seals this game, right there behind it. These are the steps of progression in Caleb Williams' career. And that's this kind of moment that he's going to have on Saturday. That's what I'm feeling. You can call it bias. You can call it fandom. I'm a fan, and I believe in my quarterback, just like a Packers fan should believe in theirs. But they're going to decide on the field, and I think Caleb has shown you that he can make those throws. I know Caleb has shown you that he can make those throws, and I just see it happening. This is that game where it's just like one more stepping stone and Caleb turning into the guy he was drafted to be. Exactly, Scottish. That's what I was saying. Put that shit to 11. the jugs machine. He says Antoine Randall El needs to set the jugs machine to the same pace Williams throws the ball. Yes, that just get used to the way he throws the fucking ball and catch the damn thing. Catch it. Because that's what gives Caleb the advantage in putting those balls into tight windows. Where are you at, Brandon? What you doing?
Nothing.
Okay, you want to chime in with something? What are you up to over there? Fucking mysterious Oz over here.
What?
Said your Oz over here. You're behind the curtain. You all right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
Probably texting some bitch on Tinder.
I'm using my phone to record. I can't text right now. No, I was listening, man. Yeah, I think I don't know, man. It's weird to be a Bears fan in this state that the Bears are in while they're about to play this Packers team, because like I haven't wavered from the way I feel about them, and neither of you. Like, this is the team they've been all year long, and I believe Caleb has progressed week by week. So yeah, you're in this weird rock and a hard place where it's like, is Caleb progressed enough, or can he in this game to be the guy that you need him to be for 4 quarters to win a football game? Because now you're in it, man. You're in the thick of it. This is not the Browns. This is the kind of game like I said, we've played 4 games with this team down to the final play. If you expect the Bears to win this game by more than a score, Caleb Williams needs to be the guy we're praying he's gonna be one day now, man. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and if he's not in this game and he has a bad
and it's
game,
okay if he's not.
But also at the same time, questions then linger into the offseason, and that mounts on you. I mean, like, there's pressure on both sides for both of these teams. Jordan Love did not perform well the last time he was in the playoffs. He's got that pressure. Caleb Williams has never really been.
Jordan Love's never been good in the playoffs.
I mean, in that Cowboys playoff game, he kind of balled out. And in some points of that Niners one that he threw the interception to lose it. But yes, he's had some rough moments in the playoffs, and that pressure is on him. Caleb's never been here. How much pressure is he feeling? I am of the firm belief that the house money, Bears are playing with house money, perspective, that shit's out the window. Bears are the number 2 seed, NFC North champions. They have to take care of business in this game. Once you get past the Packers, like, we can go back to that. We can go back to the house money. You won a wild card matchup against your division rival. You went to the playoffs with the number 2 seed when no one expected this type of performance from you. Whatever happens from there, it happens. I think if you lose to the Packers, and especially if Caleb doesn't perform, Brandon, at the way that we expect, because we know what he's capable of, that has some lingering questions that follow you through this offseason. Cliff, thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate you.
For Caleb or for Ben?
For both, Brandon. For both. For this Bears franchise in general. I think you got to win. We've talked about this, man. These opportunities, you don't know when they come back around. You out there and earn them, try to earn them every year. But like, look at what the Commanders did after having a dream miracle run. Look at what some of these teams have done after they go on these runs. I brought it up earlier. Mike McDaniel's fired.
7 of 8 of the divisions, 7 of the 8 divisions have been a different winner than last season.
Mike McDaniel and Brian Dable were fired after having dream playoff runs their first year as head coaches. You don't know what's coming next year. You don't know what changes. You don't know what your health is going to be. You are the number 2 seed in the NFC in a season where any team can be beaten. There's no dominant team. You have to take advantage of this opportunity now. You do. I firmly believe that. My expectations are that the Bears can compete with anybody and that they should win some playoff games. And it starts with beating the fucking Packers, man. To me.
Yeah, no, I said this on Monday's show, man. I think you're talking about probably, and I don't want to say this in the sense that Packers fans feel like, I've read this all week, like this is your Super Bowl December 20th when you beat the Packers. This kind of is, man. Because
it's the first step.
If you prove that you can get over this hump in the playoffs, if you're Ben Johnson, sky's the limit, man. And like you said, regardless of Packers, not Packers, if you get past the wild card weekend,
Whoever you're playing,
yeah,
get a
with
win
your-
in the
with your
playoffs and get
home
some
field,
momentum going.
yeah,
You got home
with your-
field the next round too.
yeah,
You got home field the next
Guaranteed.
round.
yeah.
Then you can find yourself in the NFC Championship, and maybe you find yourself hosting an NFC Championship, Brandon. If the Seahawks got to play the Eagles or the Niners, do you feel like they'll just win that? I don't know. Like I said,
No,
none of
not
these
the
teams have
Eagles.
none of these teams have
defense-
established themselves.
Eagles defense will fuck them up, dude.
Well, I mean, and that's a team that the Bears beat at their place. So, like, you got to jump on this opportunity now. And I think we know that that's the mindset that the Bears are playing with. You can hear everyone's echoing what Ben Johnson is saying. Everybody's in lockstep right now in terms of what the expectations are, what the focus is, what the standard is. And I feel good about it. And Scottish says right here, man, he says, I always feel in the last few weeks the Bears are going to put it all together. I felt that way too. And it's kind of happened. And then they sputtered and then they take a step back. He said, guys, we are due to spank someone. It could happen on Saturday. I think Ben Johnson is the exact kind of evil genius that would have the showing that they had this past Sunday, but then come out on Saturday and his guys are just fucking ready and his offense is explosive and his team is firing on all cylinders. I envision that. I envision a world where that happens. I envision a world where the home field advantage makes a huge difference in this game. I envision a game in which two teams that know each other really well, but you got one coach who this is his first year, and he's going to pull out all the stops, and he's got some shit you haven't seen before. He might have some tendencies that Matt LaFleur is not aware of, whereas Matt LaFleur has been putting a lot of games on film for a lot of years, and his tendencies are pretty well established. If you're going to see a surprise from one of these coaches and one of these teams, I believe it's the Bears. It's not the Packers. The Packers aren't going to do anything on Saturday that Ben Johnson goes, whoa, I wasn't fucking expecting that. That's not happening. But I think the other way around, Matt LaFleur might be like, what the fuck is going on right now? What is he doing to my defense? I get that feeling too, Scottish. I do.
Dustin, do you think that there's a point in Ben Johnson's tenure where he is dominant over Matt LaFleur?
I think there's a point in Ben Johnson's tenure where he's a dominant head coach, and Matt LaFleur ain't even in our division no more as a head coach.
Terminated, right?
Yeah. I mean, Matt LaFleur is at this point, man. Let's just be real. He's at the same point that John Harbaugh
fired, dude.
That John Harbaugh was at, like with the Ravens. Like, you've been here a while, you continue to find success, but it's not enough. Is your voice getting stale in that locker room? It's shit or get off the pot time for Matt LaFleur, and he's feeling that pressure.
You're thinking about
you got to win the Super Bowl if you're Matt LaFleur.
Beyond the fan base, there's a point where after so many years of
the
going
GM. The owners,
the players, after going to the playoffs and just continuously losing, and then finally,
is this the guy that can do it for us?
Yeah.
Or why do we keep coming up short? And Matt LaFleur has been a guy that keeps coming up short. You know, Ben Johnson don't have that hanging over his head. Ben Johnson's going to be much more loose in this game. I firmly believe that as well. I think the Bears will be much more loose in this game as well. The players. I just think that a lot of things are working in the favor of the Bears. And I don't know, chat, you tell me, am I just fucking drinking the Kool-Aid? If Razzle was here, he would tell me I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. But like Shy Tex, I know that's not your thing. Scottish, Phil, Vizzo, I know you're my guy. Like, am I just out of my mind and thinking like Ben Johnson has the advantage over Matt LaFleur in this game on Saturday? Thusly, the Bears will have an advantage over the Packers. That's what I feel. And I can't shake that feeling. Another feeling I can't shake, Brandon, and I want you guys to throw, just let me know, seriously, be honest with me. I can't shake the feeling that Jaquan Brisker is going to have a fucking game on Saturday. And I don't know why, Brandon. I just feel like when you see him in the position where they don't get, you can bring him up to the line of scrimmage and he can effect passes. You've seen him jump up and knock down a lot of balls. You saw him last week jump in on that play and force that interception that Kevin Byard was the beneficiary of. And he's been much maligned this year, and I think he's played a lot better than Bears fans want to give him credit for. And I just feel like this is the perfect game for him to just kick some ass, man. I can't chalk it up to more than a feeling, Brandon, but like, do you have any ideas why I have that feeling?
I can say this. I don't think it's bias. Truthfully, this is the message I've been trying to relay, man. I don't see what other people are seeing here, and leads me to believe this is strictly based on the history of this rivalry. Like, I agree with you, Dustin. Well, first off, I want to say this. We talked about for a week long now how important this home field advantage is to the Bears, because if you're going to play the Packers in their house, oh, I feel entirely fucking different. Entirely different. So I want to state alone, just that alone, that in itself, the home field advantage thing is huge. The fact that
It's the
Ben
difference in
Johnson,
this game. It's the
yeah,
biggest difference in this game.
it is, and the
Yes.
fact that Ben Johnson said, a month ago, I think it's going to take 11 wins to get this done, and made that his goal. This team did accomplish what they wanted to, and I think that they're going to go, whether or not they lost 2 games in a row to finish the season, they're going to go in this playoffs doesn't think it the same way as me and you. They probably shouldn't fucking be there. And they're going to be real confident about the fact that they are, because let's be honest, a rookie head coach doesn't naturally win 11 games and take his team to the fucking playoffs and win a division. So I'm with you, man. I don't see, if you're not a Bears or a Packers fan and you're looking at this game, I don't see where you're thinking like the Bears are at any kind of disadvantage here. They're getting 2 players back.
Well, the Bears are at a huge disadvantage, and it's on the defensive side of the ball versus that Packers offense.
I mean, do you think the Packers defense is good?
No. I think that the Bears offense has just a big of advantage against that Packers defense, to be quite honest. But the Packers offense has a huge advantage over the Bears defense as well. So I think that becomes a wash.
Yeah, that's why I think this game is going to be a close game. It's going to probably be a 1-score game. It's going to come down to possibly a final play. And I think
not if you're banking on Jordan Love having ghosts of his past.
Well, I just think I like Caleb more than anybody with a final play of the game kind of ordeal, man. We're 7-4 in those situations, and Caleb has won most of those. So
let me give you 2 things that, like, I've been on this trend. I've been the one mainly on this trend. You never heard me pick the Bears to just win handedly. Like, it's rare. Like when they were playing the Browns, I did. But like you know me, Brandon. Like I've been telling everybody, like the Bears play these types of games. I've been saying it for months now. That's how I've been. That's one thing that I've been on a trend.
Well, and I think it's important to say this, man.
Hold on, man. Let me make this point. The other thing that I've been on a trend of is watching these games at home by myself, because I go through a lot, and like I want to focus on the game. I am making a point to get out and get with people this Saturday, because I feel like it's going to be a celebratory night. This will be the first Bears game this year, that I have not watched at home or at work. So, and the other thing, I don't think this game is going to be as close as a lot of people are saying. You're usually the one that's picking the bigger Bears win. And I'm like, no, man, this is going to be close. It's going to be down to the wire. And now we've kind of flipped. You're saying this is going to be a last play game. And like, it makes total sense. But for some reason, man, I think the Bears secure this one well before the last play of the game. I really do. I think the Bears are going to show some shit on Saturday, man. I'm kind of with Scottish. Like, I think that the Bears kind of show the Packers what's up on Saturday, man. And I can't believe I feel that way, but that's where I'm at.
Well, it's possible because, we talked about it last week, and we talked about it before the Lions game, and I think me and you kind of disagreed, but I do believe the Bears defense played the way they've played at home against that Lions team.
Gave up too many yards, let them hold on to the ball too long. Those were 2 big issues in that game. But yeah, they held them to low points.
Yeah, and I think
their season average.
I think we've kind of undervalued how much better the defense is at home. And that's why, like I said, man, win or lose that Detroit game, getting that 2 seed was vital for this football team. It really was.
Well, the Bears had to rely on someone else to get them that 2 seed. That's
because
the unfortunate part.
Their defense can't play on the road. They just can't. And if you're going to any one of these teams, San Francisco, Green Bay, Philly, Seattle, a place like Seattle, especially, Sam, you're gonna lose. I believe that. So like, I, I could see it. I see where you're coming from. Like I could see Ben Johnson thinking to himself, "This Packers team is depleted. They're on a 4-game losing skid. Their quarterback hasn't been in this game, and we're at home. Go out here and fuck this team up, dude."
Brandon, Packers fans are out here saying the Jordan Love in that offense, you just got to keep up with them. The Bears are averaging 26 points a game. The Packers are averaging 23. Bears are averaging 0.4 points per play. Packers 0.387. Average score margin, the Packers have the advantage there at plus 1.8. The Bears at plus 1.5. Yards per game, Bears 369. Packers 332. Yards per play, Bears 5.7. Packers 5.6. Time of possession percentage, Bears 51.5, Packers 48.84. The Bears have the advantage offensively in a lot of key categories. If someone needs to keep up with someone's offense in this game, it's the Packers that need to keep up with the Bears. I'll give it to you that this Bears defense will give it up, but they're a little different at home. And this Bears offense has just been getting better and better all year. And the reality is they've been better than the Packers all fucking year. That's just the truth.
Yeah, and I think
You got to keep up with the Bears offense.
I'm kind of the only person that I feel like has pointed this out, and I don't think it's with bias because I'm a Bears fan. I think it's important to know, like, there's a 371 win percentage when you rest your starters in the final game of the season, and then there's a 786 win percentage when you don't. But on top of that, I googled quarterbacks that miss multiple weeks leading into the playoffs, and it drops into the twos because it's going to take a drive or two for this kid to get. Jordan Love needs his legs, man. I mean, you don't miss 3 weeks of fucking football and step into it and just play flawlessly, especially when you're kind of infamously known for being the guy who sucks in the playoffs, bro. Like, this is not.
If you
This
were
is
the Packers,
the worst. This
yeah,
is the worst condition Jordan Love has ever been going into a playoff game, and he
it's a bad
hasn't been
situation.
good
Yeah.
to begin with.
Yeah, and if you were the Packers and Jordan Love, you'd feel a lot better about your quarterback playing well and getting some run going into the playoffs. And I mean, he got the concussion; they needed to sit him out. I think they took advantage of that, and they're hoping that his health, is the determining factor of this game. That's what they're hoping. But as
Yeah,
you're
and that's a
saying,
scary
there's some
thing.
rust. There's some rust that's
Yeah.
going to need to be knocked
I
off.
read this today.
And while
Rust
you're knocking
over
that
rest.
rust off, this Bears defense might take advantage of that.
I read today there's it's a common expression that I've never heard before, but when it comes to playoff football, when it comes to the regular season, you're looking at rest over rust, right? Like it's important to rest a guy in the regular season to make sure he's healthy. In the playoffs, if you look at the numbers, it's been a rust versus rest situation. Like you're not going to expect Jordan Love to step into this football game and look like he's a well-rested quarterback. You're going to expect him to step in this football game and look like he's playing in a playoff game in a high-pressure situation when he hasn't been on the field for 3 weeks, man.
And yeah,
Why
Brandon,
does no Packers, like, I guess it's because most fans are biased towards their team, but like you have to be concerned about the fact if Caleb Williams had not played, Dustin, for the last 2 weeks of the season and got
I'd be
injured
very concerned.
I
Yeah.
would be fucking terrified.
And Brandon, we talked about this last week going into that last game for the Bears. Like there was the potential to rest your players, but the Bears didn't. And I was 100% behind that. And I've always been the guy that says just play your guys, be rolling when you go into the playoffs. Now the Bears lost, so that kind of sucked. But like they played a tough game down to the wire against
a team that was trying very hard.
Right. Yep. So like that's very different than what the Packers did. And you sent that stat out and I've seen you posting it and it's like, and you were like, why aren't you like, why is no one responding to this the way I am? It's because like, I understood that anecdotally already, man, to be honest, like
that's how I felt. The gap is tremendous, man.
But that's how I felt. That's how I felt for years as a football fan, like you do not want to be the team that is resting guys going into the most important stretch of the season. This is a violent sport and people are going to get hurt. No doubt. You got to play that game a little bit. But at the end of the day, like I think rhythm, momentum, congruency of play, making sure that your offensive line is played well together going into the playoffs, your quarterback is and your receivers are on the same page. They got the reps going into it. I think that's just much more important than sitting guys out just to make sure they're healthy. I really do.
I think you should also kind of analyze or evaluate as a head coach. You should probably look at how has my team responded to bye weeks? Do we come out of bye weeks? Do we win football games, lose football games? Like, listen, man. If the reason that I asked you guys why I didn't get a response from that, and I want to let the chat know, it's a 786 win percentage when you play the final game of the season. I think it's a 320. It's closer to 2 than it's a low 3 number win percentage when you rest your starters. And if I'm a head coach of an NFL organization, that matters to me. That is a big fucking gap. It's a big gap. It's not like you Google it and it's like, oh well, there really is no evidence leaning towards one way or the other. The teams that rest have a 679 win percentage. The teams that don't have a 726. It's a fucking substantially large gap, dude. It's tremendous.
Brandon,
it really is. It
I
would
gotta
lead you to believe that any smart NFL head coach would say, yeah, we're not doing this. This does not prove to be effective. Dustin, you do
well, the
anything that
Packers
you do
had
in
no
sports.
choice with Jordan Love. It's not like they made a choice.
No, not
with
the quarterback. I mean, like
Yeah.
deciding to rest his team. But
Yeah.
when you're playing, when you're
But
in
nonetheless, he
sports,
has not been playing for a month.
no,
The last
yeah,
time
and
he
when you're
played, he was getting his head knocked off by Austin Booker.
and when
Like,
you're in
that
sports,
matters.
those analytics matter a little bit, man. Like when you, because not something like that statistic is important to me. It shows a
A
clear
trend. A trend.
yes,
Yeah.
it shows that resting your starters is just a bad fucking idea.
So
dude.
after this part of this conversation, first let me ask you this: are you ever coming back to me? Am I going to see your pretty face, or is this how we're doing the rest of the pod?
Oh, I didn't know that you wanted to.
I mean, it's just weird. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of talking to
People don't like my face, man.
Are you okay? Is everything okay over there?
I'm alive. Yeah, I'm good.
Blink twice. Okay.
I'm good. Yeah.
Thank you. Very good. This is better. I can see when you're talking. Like, we can just play off each other better. When you do the fucking man behind the curtain thing, I don't like it. I just want to be clear.
All right, hold on. Let me grab my water.
Okay, you fucking piece of shit.
You fucking asshole.
Then I was gonna ask you another question.
I want to focus on that gap, man, because I didn't feel like that was responded to enough. That is
no. So after this conversation, Brandon, after this conversation that we having, are you leaning away from this? It's a last possession, last play of the game type of game, or do you still feel that, given how strongly you believe in what you are saying? It sounds like. That's my question for you.
Well,
are we talking this out and you're like, you know what? Maybe the Bears are going to kind of win this more comfortably than I went into this thinking.
Well, you know me, Dustin, for the course of the entirety of this season, and I understand, and we've been very split on this, and I think it's probably worked out in your favor more than mine in regards to projecting how this Bears team's going to play. But like, everybody's always looking at the Bears. Where are the Bears? What are the Bears doing? Are they playing good football? Is Caleb making mistakes? Is the completion percentage this or that? Are they waiting?
Because I believe if they take care of their own business, they have a high potential to win. That's why.
But I also believe that you have to exploit when a team is broken,
a weakness across the field.
And when a team's allowing 230 yards and 4 touchdowns to a running back 2 weeks before the playoffs, and I said this to you guys earlier in a text today because a lot of Packers fans were like, well, Jordan Love didn't play that Ravens game. He was out. So you can't really count. Like, it's not a big deal. We didn't lose because we lost with the back. Malik Willis played a phenomenal. He averaged 14 yards per throw. He had like 300 yards and
multiple
2 touchdowns.
People in the chat, including Scottish, have pointed out that they would be much more worried if it was Malik Willis because of the Bears' susceptibility to running quarterbacks.
Yeah, I could see that. He does pose a better threat there than Jordan. I think Jordan Love is a better passer, though. I don't want to undersell Jordan Love as a quarterback in the NFL, but I do believe this, man. Like, you lost that game against what you can say Jordan Love was this, that, or the other. Jordan Love could have been in that fucking football game. Jordan Love's not stopping Derrick Henry. You have a bigger problem on your hands than your quarterback being concussed. You just allowed a historic football game to a running back, dude. Like, And I actually did see a Packers fan post a chat that said, like, everybody keeps talking about the Packers offense. Packers offense will be fine. I'm worried about the defense. And I said to him, you are the first Packers fan I've seen actually
I've
be
heard a
willing
lot of
to
Packers fans.
recollect that this shit is going badly for you
I
right now,
think the
man.
Packers fans are kind of in the same boat as us, like understanding that their defense is their
Is
Achilles heel right
awful.
now.
Yeah.
From what
And
I've seen,
but
and that
I
you
believe,
expect your
but
offense
Dustin,
to
what
carry you to this win.
and the numbers won't
Brandon,
prove
I gotta
this.
take a piss. You carry it.
Okay. Well, the guys, the numbers aren't going to prove this. Okay. They're not going to provide the evidence that I require. But I want to say this. I think that the Bears struggle more in passing. I do. I think their run defense is a little bit better than their pass defense. And I think the Packers are quite the opposite. I think the Packers are brutally bad against the run after the loss of Parsons and Wyatt and Evan Williams. I don't know if he's going to play. I think he is. But still, you're missing some major pieces that made an impact on your run defense, and it's been pretty exposed as of late. So I gotta again, in a non-biased fashion, as a football evaluator, as a person who's going to watch the Broncos versus the fucking Texans. If one team is running the ball effectively while the other team is not defending it well, and you're about to play in a 35-mile-an-hour winds plus snow and rain or whatever the fuck we're anticipating in this football game, if I just allow Derrick Henry 200 yards and 4 touchdowns, and I'm about to play a game in bad weather, I'm not feeling great about, because Jordan Love is a good football player, and I think that's where the Packers kind of hang their helmets. Is like, we got a quarterback. The guy can throw it, and he can. He's a good player. And anybody in Bears fans that thinks he's not, you're being biased. The guy's good. His numbers show it. He's got a great record as a starting quarterback. But the weather might remove Jordan Love from the being the centerpiece of this, the cornerstone of this Packers victory. And if it is Josh Jacobs who you depend on and your run defense alone, Josh Jacobs averages 3.4 yards per carry, and your run defense just allowed 200 yards and 4 touchdowns to a running back. I think that plays in the Bears' favors as well, because the Bears are currently ranked third in the NFL in their run scheme and how many yards they rush per game. In a bad weather game, versus a defense that just got destroyed. And when I say that, I can't understate
Jesus
it enough.
Christ. That was like the opening scene of Austin Powers. Evacuation come. Evacuation come.
But
couldn't stop.
Dustin, what I was saying is, you've got this Packers defense against the run that seems to be crumbling. They've actually still been. Tyler Huntley actually played, like, his stats looked okay, but he threw like 4 yards or 5 yards per play. So like, the Packers secondary has actually impressed me because they're full of trash. But
well, except for Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams, as Scottish points out here, they got maybe the best safety tandem in the NFL.
But the run defense is just imploded.
Ben said that.
Has imploded on itself, and now we're looking at a possible bad weather game, and you're looking at the Bears, who are like ranked third in the league in run scheme and yards rush. Second in rush yards per game. And you're looking at a Packers team that averages like 3.4 yards, even with their best running back on the field, and a team that just got annihilated.
Okay, so Brandon, is the key to this game for the Bears to run the football 25 times at least with their running back?
Yeah, I think so.
Let me say this real quick. When you talk about in the last 2 games, under 20 yards, under 20 carries between your 2 running backs, 16 and 18, I believe, or 17 and 18 between the Niners and the Lions game. And those resulted in losses. When they get over that 20 mark, it's much better for them. 25 carries between Monungai and Swift, and really let your O-line dominate this game. Is that the key to you?
Yeah, and I don't think that it's any kind of secret, or it should be, to Ben. I mean, there is a clear recipe for success with this football team, Dustin, and Caleb Williams is.
And it was established in that Eagles game, as
exactly. Caleb Williams is your best football player. He is, but if you can control the game, if you can control the time of possession and make Caleb more comfortable, Caleb will make the Cole Kmet throw that he made in the Eagles game. He's going to do it.
Yeah, he'll throw the knockout punch.
Yeah.
So, you just jab all game with your running game, and you let Caleb make a few explosive plays off the play action, which he has been deadly out of, and that's the key to the Bears.
Dustin, I'll say this right now, because you asked the question the way you did with the figures. if you run the ball less than 20 times in this football game, you're going to lose.
With running backs. I mean, Caleb should run in this game, and that's
Yeah,
an
he
X
should.
factor.
Yeah, Detroit, he didn't do that as much. It
Yeah.
bothered me because I thought he could have. There was times where I was like, you could just torch this team if you want, man. Like they're not
coulda
paying
ran
attention
there,
to
you coulda
that.
ran
They've lost
there,
sight
yeah.
of your legs, and you have the 5th most
But
20 plus mile per hour runs in the league right now, man. Like you should be doing this.
that's
shit.
actually 3rd most at 5 total on the
They
season.
need that if you're Ben, that's gotta be like, dude, it's gotta be punching you in the face. Come
Caleb,
on,
I need you
Ben.
to run there. The decisiveness with that.
I'm gonna
needs to be a
draw
little
up
better for sure.
some direct. Yeah, I'm gonna draw up some.
I don't
some
even
runs
know
for him.
about drawing up runs. I mean, maybe
Some
on the goal
design
line,
stuff.
maybe on the goal line, but I just want to see Caleb when he gets outside the pocket be a little more. When he's done that and just run the ball, it moves the sticks. It's a big, it has a big impact on his offense. But like that 20 carry mark, I'm thinking 25. But that between the running backs, just the running backs running, I need you to hit at least 20. That's what I need.
And you're gonna lose if you don't. If you said to me the Bears are going to run, if you said to me right now, Dustin, the Bears rush, and that this game coming up Saturday, the Bears rush 12 times. I'll tell you they lost.
12 ain't happening. 12 ain't happening.
I know.
Clearly.
I'm gonna tell you they lost the fucking game. You know what I mean? Like, because that means Caleb threw like 46 times in this football game, bro. Like,
we've seen. I mean, listen, last year, Ben's last game as the Lions offensive coordinator, he did not go out on a high note. We talked about that. He tried to get too cute in a lot of situations, trick plays, passing a lot more than running.
You said this. I wanted to text you before the show started. Nobody has talked about Ben Johnson's playoff experience.
He passes more as an offensive coordinator. His teams pass more in the playoffs as an offensive coordinator than they run.
Grave mistakes.
Having Jameson Williams throwing a pass, when you have a chance at that game still.
And we talked about this. Me and you in the offseason talked about this when they first hired Ben Johnson. We talked about this. And we actually said this, guys. We talked in the offseason when they hired Ben Johnson, me and Dustin said, we're going to find out if this team is successful early, if Ben Johnson learned from those things.
Yes, and it seemed like he did. It seemed like he did, but now, like the other part of that game, Brandon, that was mind-numbing to me, and I couldn't understand it, was you kept trying to go to David Montgomery.
Gibbs was off the field.
Gibbs was
Gibbs was sitting down.
Unstoppable.
Gibbs is a stander. He's the guy who stands next to the head coach, like, go ahead and throw me in. He was sitting down in that playoff game. It was like, what the fuck is? Because the only reason I remember that is because they just kept showing him, like, because even the camera guy was like, "Hey, Gibbs is not on the field again." You know what I mean,
bro? So Kyle's made this point. Kyle's made this point. Like DeAndre Swift, if he's your hot hand guy, do you feel the need to get Kyle Monungai involved? There's certain situations where you want him to be your running back. I believe. I love Kyle Monungai, but like if DeAndre Swift is going off in this game and gashing this Packers run defense,
but that
fucking ride
that argument seems so redundant to me because
that's not the point I'm making, Brandon. Don't go. It's not about the DeAndre Swift versus Kyle Monungai.
No.
It's about like Ben showed like he wanted to get Montgomery involved in that game. And it's like it was so clearly in front of you that Jahmyr Gibbs was dominating. So like I don't want to see a repeat.
But there's a difference here. Jahmyr Gibbs
is a one of one.
He doesn't need Dave Montgomery. Dave Montgomery just gives Jahmyr Gibbs a breather. That's it. Because Jahmyr Gibbs is better than Dave Montgomery all the time.
What David Montgomery does.
Yeah, no matter what. Yeah. So the difference to me is DeAndre Swift just had a career year. And we talked about this on Monday.
DeAndre Swift's been a better power runner than he gets credit.
And I thought this conversation was kind of redundant because it says a lot to me that DeAndre Swift has been the best he's ever been, the most he's ever been spelled.
Yes, when you have a guy that can do the dirty work for you, 100%.
Yeah, I feel like you're keeping DeAndre Swift fresh, and when he is, he's probably the most lethal player outside of maybe Luther Burden. We're finding that out.
My point in this game, Brandon, is fuck fresh. You need to win this game. So all I'm saying is whichever running back is when he wears out,
he's ride him. Good.
Brandon, if it's Kyle Monungai who is gashing that Packers defense, ride that hand. You don't need to keep split. Of course, I'm not. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. If you think I'm saying don't play
No,
both
you're
of
saying
them.
the guy with the hot hand should get the majority of the carries.
What I'm saying is the guy that's showing you that they are making it happen against that Packers defense is the guy that should continue to get the carries
and I
until
want
they
to say
show
this,
you
Dustin.
opposite.
Hope
Because
Kyle
he didn't do
watches.
that in that
I hope
game against
Kyle
the
watches
Commanders.
this show.
Gibbs should have
because
stayed in that game.
I think this, when you're talking about, like, I hope the hot hand is on the field. DeAndre Swift is probably the guy. There's an 80% chance that DeAndre Swift will have a better, more explosive football game than Kyle Monangai, but Kyle Monangai provides DeAndre Swift the ability to do it. That's what I believe. Kyle Monangai is the
Swift
fuel.
is not an every down back.
He is the
That's
fuel
clear.
behind DeAndre Swift, but it's important to still know that DeAndre Swift is the
more talented
machine
player
that needs the fuel. Like, DeAndre Swift is the guy. DeAndre Swift he has put his body, he has put everything on the line for this football team, Dustin. You said it earlier. You said it Monday, the pass protection thing. We have watched this guy get licked by defensive ends. He's improved as a
catching
power
the ball
back,
out of the backfield,
he's
running it in between the tackles,
taking hits and still remaining, getting a few
balance.
getting a few extra yards. DeAndre Swift, I said to you guys earlier this season,
finding the cutback lanes.
Eric Bieniemy,
his vision has been much better.
Eric Bieniemy has made this guy the best. I have to quote running back he's ever been. He's always been an explosive player. He's always been a good pass catcher. He's the best running back, hands down, that he's ever been in his career under Eric Bieniemy on this football team.
He has looked the best as an NFL player on the Bears this year. And I do believe that this is a fucking DeAndre Swift game. I really do believe that. Bizzo asked this right
here.
Dude,
I keep thinking back to that. He's the guy.
Do you guys think if the Bears are trailing, Ben will stick to the run or abandon the run like he has in the past? I don't know how much they'll be trailing in this game from my perspective, but I don't think that he abandons the run unless he absolutely has to. I think you saw in that first Packers game, the Bears got back into it through the run game. It depends on time. It depends on what you're comfortable with. But you need the run game to stay in this game and to win this game.
Well, and it didn't prove to be effective in regards to scoring points, but it's progressively getting better week by week. And I think Vizzo, when the run game doesn't work,
what's up, AC?
The first place Ben goes is Colston, and I think he'll keep that up in order to develop. I think the run game Colston Loveland was, man, this guy is so different than people.
Brandon, this is we have to
talk about
Colston Loveland is going. We have talked about him already on this show.
We have to talk about the element that is Colston Loveland.
Well, here's what,
not the player, what it does to a defense to have Colston Loveland when the run game isn't effective. I think if you start to lean on that, you will get DeAndre Swift in open space. I believe that firmly. I do. And that's an element. That's an element most pass catchers don't provide.
Here's the thing about Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet. In this game, you will be able to run out of that personnel with two tight ends,
and the safety has to stay honest.
And you will be able to pass. Colston Loveland is going to go off in this game, not just as a pass catcher, Brandon, but as a run blocker. Colston Loveland is pancaking people. You have not paid enough attention to how good of a blocker Colston Loveland is in the run game. I'll just say it. Like most people have not. Colston Loveland provides you such an advantage because you can be an explosive offense in the passing game while being in heavy formations because
exactly, man. Loveland. And then people say this a lot, and I don't even know if they know what it means. Like people say, "Oh, he's a mismatch." I hear that he's a mismatch.
He is though,
right?
He's a matchup nightmare.
But he's a but for this reason alone, like he has to. You have to draw extra attention to the player. So if you have a corner on Colston Loveland, if you put him out wide, he went out wide 7 times against the Niners. He had 6 catches. You put him out wide, and there's a corner.
And he should have been out wide on the last play of the game.
A safety has to blanket Colston Loveland because he's going to beat a corner. That's going to happen. He's going to beat all the corners that play against him in this league, man. That's the kind of player Colston Loveland is. So when you're drawing this safety, I do believe that DeAndre Swift will have more space to run if you actually get the Colston Love and Caleb Williams thing is going to open doors that Bears fans don't even
And
know yet. Because this is the Chiefs offense, guys. You have a very comparative quarterback to a guy, to me, we've talked about Gonzalez and Warren and Kittle. He looks like Kelsey to me. That's who he reminds me of. He reminds me of a Travis
Brady
Kelsey.
called him
He's
baby, little Gronk.
his separation is too much. He's too much to cover. He's too athletic. After he catches the ball, he's going to gain extra yards. There's no question about that.
He's
That's what he does.
21 years old, Brandon.
And he provides something to this offense that a defense cannot prepare for. That's, guys, no matter what.
That's the key to me,
when
Brandon.
you were going to play the Chiefs, after Tyreek Hill got traded, when you were going to play the Chiefs, you had a game plan to defend one fucking guy on that football team, and he did it anyways. All career long, he did it anyways, because that is the guy that Colston Loveland can be. You cannot defend a player that's fast, bigger, stronger, hands.
And is a damn good
the
blocker.
drops
Bro.
are very recent. You cannot
And
defend
the
a player
drops
like
are
this.
kind of
I have
overstated.
posted multiple.
I think he has
so
one legitimate drop.
I
Brandon.
made a post
One
in Bears
legitimate
groups
drop.
that just said it was a Colston Loveland clip, couple like maybe 15 seconds, and it just said undefendable, and it's gotten an astronomical amount of just likes and loves, because the reality is, like, this guy is obviously showing you that he wasn't drafted as the 10th overall pick and over Tyler Warren because
Brandon,
Ben
can I get
Johnson.
a word in here?
Hold on. Yeah.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
He wasn't the 10th overall pick because Ben Johnson thought he was a good fit for this offense. He was the 10th overall pick because he's a good fit for the offense, because he's also just one of the most athletically gifted players you're going to see play in this league. Go ahead, Dustin.
The advantage is what you can do to trick a defense because of him being on the field.
The heavy package. Yes. The 12 man.
Yes, Brandon. So like you can come out in that personnel and they don't know if you're going to run or throw, because Cole Kmet on top of Colston Loveland can both get down the field on you and beat those linebackers, beat those safeties, beat those cornerbacks. That's going to be the key to this game in my mind. I think this is a huge Colston Loveland game. I think you see Cole Kmet come up with a couple of big ones. And honestly, I would like to see them in that personnel more often than not, because it will be a way to give yourself some extra blockers in the run game, but also the play action is most effective out of that personnel. I think Colston Loveland.
You think Cole Kmet?
Hmm?
The passing game is going to be weird, man. Rome is back, and
he is a better blocker than Travis Kelce. Yes, I agree with that, Scottish.
Loveland is
already. He's 20.
Loveland
he's
is
21 years old.
This kid, yeah, and it's not. There's no aspect of his game that we should be criticizing. Not blocking, not catching, nothing. He is.
Except that I don't know if he gets enough targets.
He is
That's
everything
the one
that
aspect of the game.
He is everything that you, as a Bears fan, when he was drafted, especially you Tyler Warren fans, that you prayed this guy could be. He is that and much.
You were going to say something about Cole Kmet, Brandon. I think Cole Kmet makes a couple plays in this game. I think the 12-man personnel in general is just the key to this game, to get DeAndre Swift going and Kyle Monangai going, and then to work the play action. I think Rome has
a weird game. I don't think Rome has a big game. I think Rome. I want to talk about Rome.
I think he's going to make some big catches, though.
I don't think he has. I don't think that.
Rome might have one big catch in this game.
Justin, I think if there's a pass catcher on this team besides Colston Loveland that you're going to be talking about, I think DJ Moore is the guy that's gonna be the beast.
We haven't mentioned Luther Burden in that conversation, and Luther Burden is the guy that brings an edge to this offense. Man. Yeah, an edge that the Packers don't have a guy that brings it, and the Bears don't either. Right? Luther Burden, I'll keep saying it. The passing offense needs to run through Colston Loveland and Luther Burden. You get the ball in those guys' hands, and good shit just happens. The sticks move. That's just the way I feel about it.
Well, I think that's the case with DJ Moore too.
It's not necessarily the same.
It's been his whole career. He's a yards after catch player. He's not Listen, DJ Moore is never going to be ranked like top 10 in the league because he's not a. And Sean and Kyle are going to batter me for that because I think there was this one year where statistically he was like 10th best in the league. But he's not a he's not a go monster, like just go beat you down. He's a get him the ball and let him create. And whenever, for whatever reason, Dustin, when they play this Packers team, this guy just gives fucking everything he's got.
I
think
all
it
these guys
matters
do, but
most
yeah,
to him.
DJ. Listen, the fact that we're talking about all this, Brandon, and then DJ Moore kind of becomes an afterthought. Luther Burden comes up late in this conversation. Rome Odunze,
Jade Walker has had big moments.
The fact that
that
happens at all, Brandon, it's just what we were saying in the offseason coming to fruition. There's too many weapons. So imagine being the Packers defense and having to think, well, if I shut this guy down, then you shut this guy down. We still got DJ Moore and Luther Burden, or we still got Rome Odunze and Colston Loveland that we can't focus on all four of these fucking guys at the same time. And oh yeah, DeAndre Swift is running out of the backfield. And oh yeah, Caleb Williams can take off and make it happen with his legs too.
Caleb can make a throw.
With Ben designing the offense in a must-win game, I just love the Bears offense.
Caleb can make it
off, dude.
Caleb can make a throw that you can't defend. Look at that Browns game, man.
Look at the Packers game.
He can make a
throw. Deshaun Nixon was hanging on to DJ
That's what I'm saying.
Moore's
he can make a throw
mask.
that even if you're playing coverage, he's gonna make a play. Especially late in a football game.
Yeah, and Scottish, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Man.
Just Rome draw some attention. Rome just kind of serves himself up on a platter.
Scottish, thank you so much, because that's what I want to talk about. I think Rome, with the amount of weeks he's missed, is still very important. Being on the field in this football game,
because of the attention he draws.
I just don't think that's the way you should lean if you're Ben Johnson. I think you should.
I think it comes down to what the defense presents to you, Brandon, in terms of who's open, and Caleb just needs to make the right decision.
Well, Colston Loveland's going to be open, because
the reality is, Brandon, it could go the exact opposite way too. It could go the way where they don't pay enough attention to Rome because of Luther Burden and Colston Loveland, and Rome finds a way to go off. That's kind of my point. It's a pick your poison thing, but either way, you're getting fucking poisoned.
I'm pretty solid in fantasy. I'm not a great bettor, but I'm not a great gambler, but I'm pretty solid in fantasy. I'll bet you Rome gets 3 to 4 catches for like 42 yards.
Listen, I'm not here to project what Rome does. All I'm saying is it could go both ways, just simply based on the strength of the skill position players on this team. You could see that because Colston Loveland has 16 catches for 185 yards and 2 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks, the Packers really hone in on him, and he becomes the decoy, and now that opens it up for Rome. Both things are possible. And the other reality is, Brandon, that even if you hone in on Colston Loveland, he's not a decoy, because he can still fucking beat you. He can still beat you.
Yeah, that was the whole. That's why I made the whole.
What's up, Jeff?
That's the element, man. It doesn't matter. You're going to bring Dustin. This guy's a rookie. He's a rookie.
He's young rookie.
You're going to bring help for Colston Loveland at this juncture.
And you're still going to lose. And
you know now that you have to. You saw it in the last game. You saw it. And what did he get? What was his stat line?
9 catches for 118 yards and a touchdown.
And how many of those catches?
Off the top of my head.
How many of those catches was he shadowed by 2 defenders? How many of those catches did Colston Loveland break the
10
first
catches
and
for
get tackled by the next?
10 catches for 91 yards.
Or blow by the first and get tackled by the next. Because that's the guy is a yards after catch. So when he catches the ball, the corner's most likely not going to make the play. So it's like, he is, dude.
It's not an accident that I wore this shirt
season.
There's not enough good things to say about Colston Loveland.
Ben Johnson that pick is, for anybody who doubted that, and Sean, but for even those of us who praised that pick.
I was the one guy that on that draft show was like, I fucking like this pick. And like,
I snapped and
Well,
said,
you said trust Ben
you
Johnson, but
Ben
like, yeah,
Johnson
yeah,
lovers
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
have
yeah.
some faith.
No doubt,
But
no doubt.
because Ben
But
Johnson
I
saw
love the
something
pick. I
that
love the
most people
player.
didn't, which is fine. But it's more than just because a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, he could be the pick because he's a scheme guy. He fits Ben Johnson's scheme, and that's what I'm trying to relay. Like, I think Ben Johnson saw that he doesn't fit a scheme. He fits any scheme because
Yeah, yeah.
he's a
He is the
fucking
scheme.
freak
He is
who
the scheme.
played very little football
What's
in
up, Foster?
college. What's going on, Foster? He played very little football in college,
I saw the beard coming out real
and
good, man. You
and
got that
Ben
playoff
saw
beard going. I
Dustin.
like it.
I said this to you guys earlier this year. This might be the first potential pick that I've ever seen succeed on the Bears. This guy did not have a lot of play in college. This guy, the statistics, if you compare it, Colston Loveland to Tyler Warren, you're looking at statistics. Colston Loveland's not even on the map.
The talent evaluation,
It was just
identification, and execution.
projection
Yeah, the talent
and
evaluation,
development.
identification, and execution
Yes,
is extremely impressive in this situation.
it was
For him,
development.
for
Yes.
Luther Burden, for Ozzie Trapillo, for
Well, but
Kyle
Burton had the
Monday.
numbers. Burton
No,
had shown you
I
I
mean
can catch.
not
I
that
can catch
last year.
12. I can
Not
catch
yeah,
1,200 yards. You know
not
what I
that
mean?
last year. I mean, there's a reason he fell to the second round. There were other concerns too, but they just nailed these
Yeah,
picks.
for sure.
And
No. You're right. You're absolutely right. I can't believe I
Mhm.
even just said that. The Luther
Yeah.
Burden pick might be the most important because
Mhm.
you had other teams who were clearly willing to pass on character flaws, and the
And you
Bears
took
were
a
like,
chance on it,
for
knowing
the
you had the
first time
coaching
in our
staff
lives,
to handle it.
the Bears were like, even if there is, we'll
We'll
fix it.
fix it.
We'll take care
Yeah.
of it
Yeah. Yeah. And I
because
mean,
the talent outweighs the risk.
and then you talk
Yeah.
about the conversations we had all season about when are these guys
Jalen
going to
Carter.
when are these guys going to get involved? What is Ben's plan with these guys? The slow roll, the make them
One,
earn
I
it,
said it
the
was a
earn my
mistake, and I
trust.
still stand on that.
And I was kind of on the opposite end. I wanted to see him, but like I understood.
No, you
what Ben,
agreed with me.
I understood what Ben was doing. Like, no, they needed to get the ball in their hands 100%. Like I said that right off season 100. As soon as possible, get these guys involved. But I expected it to be a slow
Sean
burn.
said it, man. Your draft picks got to make an impact on your football
I
team.
expected it to be a slow burn with Luther Burden. I told you guys that all offseason. And I just knew that's what it would be. But the way Ben Johnson played it, he played it perfectly because now when you need them most, these guys have executed in big time situations and earned trust. No, it's not about fresh. It's about it's about the experience to me. Because they've had big time experiences and big time games, and you planned it out perfectly.
Well, and they're fresh.
You laid this thing out perfectly.
Colston's playing his best football of his young career right now, going into the playoffs.
Exactly.
Where a guy like DJ Moore, kind of looks like he's dead. This guy's like dead. He's like, DJ Moore is out of because you had so many injuries. DJ Moore and the young guys didn't play early. DJ Moore's the only guy who's just been out there the whole fucking season, every play, man.
I mean, we're at 2 hours, bro. This conversation did what I wanted it to for the most part. I think we kind of organically came across some of these topics that we wanted to hit on. Obviously, we're not going to get to everything we want to get to. I do want to reiterate to anybody
who's gotten most of it. Most of the stuff in the description. I
do want to reiterate to Chicago fans that are going to be at that game, shut the fuck up when Caleb Williams is working that offense.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck 100%. Up. Get loud when the Bears are on defense. Be quiet when the Bears are on offense. This is a key component to any team having success in the playoffs with one of these quarterbacks that can dice up a defense.
And
let the offense hear what's going on. Let the offense dominate that defense and do your part to help with that.
And the Bears should be. You ever gone?
Yep.
The Bears
games. They were Scottish.
The Bears games, they hand you like little brochures when you walk in the door sometimes. They should be handing out signs that say quiet on offense.
Yes.
Just fucking hand that sign.
Yep. Just as a reminder.
Every fucking fan that walks in the door should
put it on the beer cups.
It should be handed on a sign that says quiet on offense.
No.
And they should
Bears
tell them,
are on offense.
You know what? They should put it on a towel. Quiet on offense.
They do say, that at the game on the big board. They do the Bears are on offense.
Put it on a towel. And when the Bears are on offense, instead of making noise, just wave that fucking towel. How about that? Put that shit on a towel, wave the towel. But Dustin, we should talk about the coaches real quick.
Oh, I wanted to get into the playoff predictions because I want to just go through these games and see. I mean, listen, coaches are dropping like flies, and
Well-
I wanted to give it the Bears perspective because like we're not gonna be able to get into all the coaching carousel. We're gonna
No,
have
I
to
don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to talk about two things. Two things.
Hold on.
One, the thing that you brought up. Go ahead, because
Let
I
me
know
make-
what you're
let
gonna.
me make
I know
this
what you're
point.
actually. Let's finish on that because that's a better point. I like you said that to me. I'm not stealing your thunder, man. That's your thing, and it was a good point to make. I didn't think about it honestly. I do want to say this, guys. You are about to see this Ben Johnson staff get interviews. I'm not talking about head coaches, but these guys are going to go.
Become offensive coordinators,
Yeah,
defensive
Declan Doyle might be a
coordinators.
play caller next year, and he should take that job if he's
I
offered.
made the
because
point to
that's a
you, Brandon.
promotion.
What point did
Al
I?
Harris-
It's not a promotion. It's not a promotion from offensive coordinator to
Well,
offensive
they
coordinator.
can
Just because you're
they
not
can-
calling plays, you can still block that. The Bears can still block that, as far as I know. The play calling does not make it a promotion. Just to be clear, the Bears can block any offensive coordinator
Yeah,
position.
I don't know that they would.
for Declan Doyle.
They can't. I don't know.
Well,
if
they could.
would.
They could if they
Yeah,
choose
I
not to.
don't
That's a
think-
different story.
I don't think Ben would do that because that's a better. That's progress in his career.
If Ben says it's all you, man, go for it, then that's a
Yeah.
totally different
And he
story.
should.
But the Bears do have the right to block him from being an offensive coordinator for any other
Yeah,
team.
and teams have done it. Teams have definitely done it.
Yep.
But
Sean McVay did it.
you have. I think this coaching staff, when all these terminations have occurred, because guys, it's not just head coaches. Everybody
It's the entire
on
staff.
this staff is gone, and you're going to look at very specific people for head coaching positions. But when you're looking for like a guy that needs promotion into a coordinating position, I would imagine this Bears staff is like fucking front and center. Am I
Eric
wrong?
Bieniemy is in that conversation.
Yeah,
Al
Al
Harris is
Harris.
in that conversation.
You can look at
Antoine
Randall
L is in
Yeah,
that
if you want,
conversation.
you can look at RJ Barrett if you think that he deserves any kind of promotion. He's been working under Ben Johnson.
Offensive coordinator
He's
potentially.
been working
Yep.
under Ben Johnson
That's a
for some
promotion.
time now.
Yep.
So yeah, you're about to probably get poached, and I think it's important to note that, guys, because Ben Johnson was phenomenal at hiring this staff, and you really want to know.
RJ Barrett. It's not RJ Barrett, is it?
Like, it would give me comfort to see that next season, if these guys are plucked, he does just the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and
Because
that
that's
potential does exist.
that's what creates success, sustainable
JT
success.
Barrett. RJ Barrett is the basketball player. It's JT Barrett that you want.
JT. Sustainable success comes from having the staff, not just the coach. But the coach is those special head coaches, Dustin, are the guys that can consistently revolve the door.
Yep, reload
and
it.
sustain the culture and the things that you hang your head on. You know what I mean?
One thing he's done well is set himself up with a good defensive line coordinator that's not going nowhere. He's old, like he ain't gonna get a defensive coordinator job in Johnson. And Rocher, the offensive line, the trenches are pretty well solidified. I don't think you're in danger of losing those. And Dennis Allen
Unless
is a guy
they retire. I think
Dennis,
Rocher is
exactly.
he's
But
old.
they got guys working under them that are ready to step up too. And Scott says, I don't think we would miss Doyle. No disrespect. At the end of the day, though, like if
he's right. Scott, you're right. Ben will find another guy, and Ben will still call the plays, and Ben will find a guy that he trusts to do the
circles.
for sure. But Ben will find a guy that he trusts to do the things that
the install stuff, the dirty work, because Ben's doing the pretty fun stuff, and that's not going to change anytime.
Declan Doyle's doing the grunt work,
but like there's a part of me
you'll find a guy that you find is motivated enough to learn it.
There's a part of me that wants to see Declan Doyle grow into that role and Ben Johnson be confident and comfortable enough to say, okay, I'm the VP of operations here. I'm the guy overseeing.
That would be the only reason you retain him and block the interview, Dustin, is you would tell him.
Because I see this guy being the wonderkind that's going to take over play calling from
you would tell him.
Yes, exactly.
You're going to call plays on
Declan Doyle doesn't have like sour grapes about it.
Yeah.
Correct.
You're going to say you're going to call plays on this football team. Don't worry about calling plays anywhere else. But the point you wanted to make about the difference in where we're watching. Go ahead, man. Because this coaching carousel thing.
Listen, you're seeing coaches that were just hired getting fired. You're seeing coaches. I brought up McDaniel and Dable, who had great success to start their tenures, and now they are gone. And we've seen the Bears go through a lot of shitty.
Yeah, we've been on the other side of the carousel.
We've been on the other side. We've been on the wrong side of this coaching chaos more often than not. I mean, and it's just a really great thing from a Bears fan's perspective to say, we got our guy and Ben Johnson. We got the best man for the job. This guy's going to be here for years to come of sustained success while you watch these other teams just, I mean, the Ravens out of desperation are firing Harbaugh, and I don't know that they're going to hire someone that's better than him. I don't expect that. I don't think so. Personally, I don't think that you're going to replace him with someone that's better than what he was giving you.
No way.
But just take a minute as a Bears fan to really appreciate what it is we do have here in Ben Johnson and this awesome coaching staff, stability, confidence, everything that you want in a head coach and its staff that we have just not had here in Chicago. It's really great to be on the other side of that for once and not be wishing like the Bears would fire Matt Eberflus and go get involved in that carousel, or not be wondering, like, are the Bears going to make the right hire in that carousel? Like, the Bears are in this position that we're just not used to being in. And just like this season and how great it's been because of Ben Johnson, really, and what he has brought to this franchise, we should take a moment to appreciate that the Bears are not involved in that, and they have their fucking guy, and he's actually really fucking good. I just think Bears fans, when watching all these coaches getting fired, think about that.
His staff is being watched. And that's important too, Dustin, because there's a difference in having a good head coach like a Matt LaFleur, right?
Yeah.
This is I'm about to crush this right now because
Jesus.
There's a difference in having a Matt LaFleur who's
DMT right now.
No, but think about this. There's a difference in having a Matt LaFleur who's Nathaniel Hackett's and Luke Getsy's just burn and fade, and then having a coaching tree of a head coach. And Ben Johnson looks already to me to be the kind of guy that might consistently produce promotions within the NFL. And that's a Kyle Shanahan. That's a Sean McVay.
Start to establish a tree.
You're on a different fucking level when you're doing that kind of stuff, man.
But now the other side of that coin, Brandon, is Mike McDaniel and Brian Dable were darlings in their towns. They went to the playoffs, had success in Dable's case in a first-round win. Mike McDaniel lost in the first round to the Chiefs. It was a freezing game. Nobody expected that offense to perform, but like they were like those franchises at that moment were like, we have our guy. This guy is going to help us have sustained success for the next 5 to 10 years. All the same shit the Bears fans are saying. So there's also like the cautionary tale there. Like, take advantage of the moment that you're in because you don't know what next year brings.
But
as I said earlier,
the point I was making, man, wasn't so much Ben Johnson.
Well, no, this is just another part of my point. All I'm saying is like it's good to be on the other side of it, but at the same time, you could end up on the wrong side of it as well. So appreciate the moment while you're in it and what we have.
I do want to say, man, because even now you're making my point. Like a guy like Brian Dable and Mike McDaniel were not getting coaches hired into better positions. They didn't do it.
Well, yeah, Ben Johnson hasn't yet either, though, man. So, like, we'll see how that goes.
That's what I'm saying. The fact that his staff is being it's already like people have already said we want to talk to this fucking guy and that fucking guy. The Bears staff.
I haven't seen anything reported in terms of that. Yeah.
I think Infante, a bunch of Bears writers have posted on their Twitter. These are the names that are.
Yes.
These are the names that people have mentioned.
That should be high on the list.
Yes.
But nobody's requested an interview of anyone.
No. But these are the names that teams have talked about, like within their own organizations. These are the teams that Ian Cunningham is actually been publicized. He's going to visit
Falcons. But that was the same thing last year with Ian. But that was expected.
But with Mike McDaniel and Brian Dable, even in their rookie head coaching seasons, their staff wasn't being looked at as potential coordinators for all different. This team's Dustin. This Ben Johnson staff's going to be poached. It's going to get poached. You're going to lose at least 3. I'm going to tell you right now. You're going to lose 3 of these guys.
These things got to come to fruition, and all I'm saying is like those teams and their fan bases in those moments felt like they had their guy. And again, it's not to shit on any point you're making or add on to it. It's just the point that I'm making. Like, it should make you that much more comfortable in just embracing what we do have right now. We're in the playoffs, first year head coach. This guy, we expect he will only get better, but we just don't know. So enjoy the moment.
Well, I think that's why you're going to get poached, because like the success the coaching staff, the impact the coaching staff has had on this football team from one
Yeah.
season to the next with almost the same roster, obviously with Colston Love and Luther Burden and
What's up, Frank?
Chico, but like you, not the same roster, obviously the offensive line's completely, but like it takes a staff to do what this Bears team has done in regards to winning their division. It's not just Ben Johnson. And there's a lot of coaches in the league that are aware of this, man. There's a lot of GMs in the league that are aware of this. There's a lot, you know what I mean? Like these guys have all made an impact on this Bears team. Kevin Byard and Nashawn Wright are first and second in interceptions. You think
And that's Al Harris.
You think somebody's not looking at this guy right now, licking
and
their
I'll make
fucking
this point,
chops?
and I'll make this point. Like, there's a big part of me, the most part of me, that says move on from Dennis Allen and just make Al Harris your defensive coordinator. I wanted Al Harris to be the Bears defensive coordinator 2 years ago when they retained Matt Eberflus.
Yeah, and you know what, man?
I would make Al Harris my defensive coordinator.
After Eric
that's what I would do.
After Eric Bieniemy just got the best season out of DeAndre Swift and a monster season out of a rookie running back, I'd want to retain that dude. And I think he's going to get some looks for a play caller, man. I do.
Yep. Make him an assistant head coach. Hold on to him for a little longer. Maybe Dennis out, give him a promotion, give him a little more money, or just straight up promote him to your defensive coordinator.
I don't want that guy.
I think Al Harris is, and if he goes somewhere, Brandon, what Matt Eberflus just got fired, and that Halfley guy, I don't understand why, but people want to hire him as a head coach. I don't think they should. I don't think he's going to be a good head coach.
Packers guy.
Yeah. But like Al Harris has history there. So like those are probably the two places he would go to. And if it were me, I'd do everything I could to retain him.
Yeah, Bieniemy too, man. Bieniemy too. I would want to keep that guy. I would want to retain that guy on my staff because.
Well, the problem is you have no way to.
I mean, come on, man. The best part, my favorite part of this off season was watching Eric Bieniemy during practices, OTAs with these running backs.
Moving like a fucking old man.
Just like yelling at these guys. Like, I want that dude on my staff, for sure. But the impact that he's made on the Bears running game, they're third. Think about it, man.
They're second.
Because okay, sorry. So you're so deep inside the organization that it's like, well, I don't know if these guys, like, I think a lot of people like, I don't know if the Bears coaching staff's gonna be poached. This guy just took the Bears to second place in running. I already forementioned Swift had his best season. Monunga as a rookie. Monunga as a rookie was huge, of course, man. But like the things that you've seen from a guy who's in control,
the individual effort from the running backs that you're seeing them,
and the running game coordinator.
That's his role. Is Eric Bieniemy.
He's the running game coordinator. And if you're looking at this Bears running game and thinking, I want an offense,
Ben Johnson is the running game coordinator. He's designing all the run plays.
Yeah, but
Bieniemy's getting it out of these guys and getting them the extra.
And Bieniemy was looked at as a head coach.
The vision, the cutbacks, the effort. Yes.
And Bieniemy was looked at as a head coach before.
I'm not arguing that Bieniemy's going to be potentially gone. It's very easy to get a job that's better than a running backs coach, and he took that job to get back into the NFL to do exactly this, Brandon. So yeah,
and he liked Ben. He said that a lot.
But like, there's that potential that like maybe the job offer isn't good enough, and Bieniemy would rather run it back with Ben for one more year, and maybe they promote him to assistant head coach. He said
the reason he believed in what Ben was doing. That's the reason that he came.
Yep.
So,
and. Just one thing to point out, one more thing before we give our scores for this game, and I do want to just go into the playoffs real quick and just kind of go through and pick but it was brought up earlier about what I think it was Phil or Vizzo who said it was Phil. He said I could see like a punt muff, like special teams is going to play a role in this, and 100% it is. And let's just make the point now: the Packers special teams is not good. They have not been good all year.
It's going to be a weird game.
I'm just talking about the special teams. The Packers have a huge disadvantage on special teams, whereas the Bears, who their special teams and their coach were much maligned throughout the season, have been really fucking good, and they are better than the Packers in that phase of the game. So like, don't be surprised if special teams does play a role, and that errs on the side of the Bears as well. What's your score, man? What are we doing? You say a weird game. What are you looking at?
I think the Bears are going to score a touchdown to win the game. I think it's going to be 24-20.
24-20. Okay, man.
I think the Packers do. I think the Packers do score more than the Bears allow at home.
But less than their average, which is 23 a game.
Yes. Actually, yes, perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect for me.
Okay, well, as I alluded to earlier, man, I pick consistently, especially in games like this, very close games where it comes down to the wire. That's just the kind of game that the Bears
Hey, you
play, and
sound like your sentiments changed.
that's what they've been all year, man. They take us down to the wire. They fucking get our hopes
Especially against
up,
the
and like,
Packers, man.
do they get dashed or do they come through? And we've seen it go both ways. And honestly, there's just something in me that says that shit changes this week. Ben Johnson has his guys more prepared. This team has the home field advantage and uses it to his advantage. They establish the run. Ben doesn't get fucking cute. He just out physicals this team because they are capable of doing that. And Caleb Williams is going to be Caleb Williams in this game. And I'm seeing like 34-23 Bears.
So you
Like
think
the
we
Bears
see?
put up points
You
in this
think we?
game. They win this game comfortably to where it's like the Bears are here and they
So you
are
think we see like a glimpse
the
of like
kings of the
the
NFC North.
future organization, like the future football team that is the Chicago Bears,
We
like
see
the
them
team?
take that step. We see them take that step. They carry
I
momentum. They carry
fucking
that
hope, man.
they carry that strength into the next round, and anything could happen. Anything could happen.
I
Win this
said this. I
game,
said this on
and
Monday's
then
show, and I don't
anything
think
could
anybody
fucking happen.
disagreed. This is a bigger hump than the Super Bowl. If you
Fuck the weather conditions,
this
guys.
game,
Caleb can throw in any weather, Foster.
this
Any
game would
weather.
this game would be harder to win than a Super Bowl. I think. I do. I do. I think this game. I think this game will be close. I think.
That's the
I don't think.
smart thing to say for sure, man. And
Well,
that's why I've been saying it all year. Like
well,
these
I don't
games
think.
always are that way.
I
So
don't
like
think there's any
what
point
the
though.
Bears have shown us, I should be saying what you're saying.
I do say this. I will say this though, Dustin.
I got a
So I
feeling
guess
though.
I guess we agree in one way. I don't think there's any point in this game in which you think the Bears are like fucked or out. Like against that Lions team, they got up 16-0. You were like, really? Is like they're
That
and
dread,
I
we're not
didn't.
gonna feel
Me
that
and you
on
felt the same.
Saturday.
They can come back. Like you had that feeling like against the Lions. Oh, they can come
No,
back.
I had that belief.
But
Yeah.
but I don't think there's a point where you're hoping the Bears can come back in this football game. I think it's pretty steady throughout, and I think the Bears just win it in the end.
Listen, man, the Packers are a good team. I'm not going to sit here and
And
pretend
they're
like I
pretty
don't think that
evenly
they're a good
matched.
team. I picked the Packers to go to the NFC Championship preseason. Now they're a very different team than the one that I picked to go to the NFC Championship. I'll just say that. Like that makes a big difference. We brought up the fact that Jordan Love has not been playing. He's got a lot of rust to knock off. They don't have their best pass rusher. They don't have their best defensive player. They don't have their
Best
their
pass.
best pass catcher in Tucker Kraft. And they've made it happen without them to an extent, but at the same time, this team is
They
team is
haven't-
limping.
They
This
haven't
team is
really,
limping
Dustin.
into the playoffs.
They haven't really made it happen.
Yeah, this team is limping into in some respects. They've played close games
Since
with the
Micah
Bears.
Parsons' departure,
Yeah.
they haven't won a football game. So they're
Listen,
not really like the
this team
impact
is
the guy. The
limping
impact
into
the
the
guy
playoffs.
makes.
Put them out of their misery. That's
The
where I'm at.
impact. The impact. So for
The
all of
first three
you,
quarters, this shit changes in this game. The Bears come out prepared. They look
Well-
like the team we know they can be from the jump,
I
and
wanna
they
say
just
this.
jump on the Packers and they don't let off. That's what I'm saying. Fuck the Packers. Bears are winning
Well-
this game, and it's going to be comfortable.
I hope, man. I hope this is the game in which it just clicks.
It's
I,
going
I,
to.
re- I really fucking do. But for all
I believe
those,
in Ben Johnson.
for all
and what
those,
he
I
has
want
up
to
his
say this.
sleeves.
For all those opposed to trading first round picks for Myles Garrett's and Micah Parsons,
Max
Mhm.
Crosby's.
and-
Max
yeah,
Crosby's not going to
Okay.
be a Raider next year. That's
the
just
Packers were
that's the fact.
third in Super Bowl odds in Vegas. They lost Parsons. They haven't won a fucking game. So if you think that, and people are going to throw like, well, yeah, but they traded those picks and they lost Parsons. Okay, that is part of football, and that's going to happen sometimes. Sometimes it's not. But if you think that trading first round picks for guys like those isn't worth it, look at the impact it makes on a football team. There's no better example than this now. There really isn't. This team is different. It's a different football team without this guy. And yes, they lost Wyatt. They lost Evan Williams for a couple weeks, but Parsons
Tom.
is without a doubt the factor. That's the factor. They got ran on by Derrick Henry because they couldn't rush the pass. And when you can't rush the pass, you're done. And
Dude, we get Rome back. We get Kyler Gordon back. This team clicks.
Swift just
Rome
needs
is
to
an X factor.
Swift needs to let loose.
Swift is going to have a fucking hell of a game. Colston Loveland is going to make a big impact on this game. There's too many weapons on this Bears offense, and you can keep bringing up the weather. We don't know what it is until it is, but even if it's bad weather, I still think this Bears offense can get off 100% because they can pass in that weather. It is an advantage. This is why you wanted to be at home.
Where are the Packers ranked? Like 16th?
In terms of what?
Run?
Let me pull it up real quick since you're
You said the Bears are second. If this is a bad weather game, guys, the Packers ain't first. I know that, right? I mean,
let's see here.
So I said this when you had to step away for a minute, man.
Opponent's yards per rush is 4.2. That's 12th in the league. Opponent rushes per game, that's 28. That's 23 in the league. Opponents' rush yards per game, they're allowing 117.7. That's 18th in the league. The first time the Bears played the Packers, they were like 5th in the league against the run, rush yards per game. Now they're 18th. They've been giving up run yardage to teams. That average has gone up about 12, 13 yards per game since the Bears played their first matchup with the Packers.
Well, the Bears' run game is better than the Packers. It is. It's ranked better. The DeAndre Swift has had a career year, and the Packers' rush defense.
What a Kyle Manum guy. It's his first year, and he had a damn good year.
Everybody keeps just saying it's Derrick Henry, but I mean, come on, man. Good football teams have the Browns. I think held Derrick Henry this season to like 32 yards. I mean, come on.
Derrick Henry and DeAndre Swift ran all over the fucking Browns like they were nothing.
Derrick Henry's a human being.
200 well, no, he's a little more than that, Brandon. He's a little more than that.
No, he's not. In 200 yards and 4.
He's a fucking freak of nature, Brandon. Let's not.
He's a human being. That's not disputable.
A human being who is a freak of nature defies the law.
200 yards and 4 touchdowns is not just the product of a good running back. It's the product of a shit defense.
All right, let's not go. Listen, the Bears can run on this Packers defense. DeAndre Swift has a big game. Colston Loveland, big game. Luther Burden makes some big plays. Rome Odunze makes a couple big plays. DJ Moore is still listen, there's just too many fucking weapons on this Bears offense for them to not shred this Packers defense that is lipping into the playoffs, waiting to be put out of their misery. That's the way I feel. I can't shake that feeling. Saturday is a celebratory night. This will be the first game that I have watched away from home because I believe that good things are going to happen. Good things are going to happen. We're going to feel real good after Saturday night and a lot better about the Bears prospects moving forward in these playoffs. Scottish said it, like they needed that kick in the ass that they got against the Lions. I believe that, and I believe we're going to see a very different team on Saturday than what we saw last week. I really,
man, I hope after reading those comments from Packers players, like, oh, yeah, we didn't forget about the Jordan Love hit. There was like multiple players had shit to say.
And Booker and Brisker said it great. Like, if you wanted to do something about it, why didn't you do something about it then?
Did they?
Yes.
Oh, I hope they come out with blood.
I feel like if you wanted to do something about it, Josh Jacobs, you would have done it in the game where it fucking happened, but you didn't. So,
God, I hope the Bears come out with blood.
True Pilgrim says, damn, I hope you're right. So do I, True Pilgrim. It's just a feeling I have. I haven't had, Brandon, just vouch for me on this. I have not had this feeling about the Bears all year. You haven't heard me talk. And True Pilgrim's been here for a lot of these shows. You guys have heard me pick these games. Like, I am not out here saying Bears are gonna fucking come out and do this, that. Like, this is gonna be a close game. They're gonna make you fucking sweat it out, and they'll find a way to pull it out at the end, or they won't. That's kind of been my take all year. This has not been how I have been. I got a fucking feeling, guys. Bears are gonna take this game, and you're gonna feel really good about the fashion in which they do it.
And I just like the Bears at home, guys. I do.
Yes. They have all the advantages at home.
Yeah,
and they're being disrespected. They are underdogs at home, dude. Go take care of fucking business.
They lost week 1 at home.
Fuck all these doubters.
They lost the last week. They lost the first week of the season at home. They lost the last week of the season at home. I don't see them losing. So you're talking about 16 games between their home losses. I don't see back-to-back home losses.
The Bears haven't lost 3 games in a row all season. They lost 2 games in a row to start the season, and that hasn't happened since until these last 2 games that they lost. But they haven't lost 3 in a row. This is not a team that's going to lose 3 games in a row, guys. This is not. As much as people want to doubt what they're capable of and not believe in what Ben Johnson has done with this team, this is not a team and a coach that will lose 3 games in a row. No fucking way. I have confidence in that. I'm ready.
Listen, man, it's for whatever reason, I don't know why, and I'll never be able to figure it out. And it happens in every sport with every team you watch. Some teams come out flat, some teams come out pissed. I hope this Bears team, this Packers team's talking shit. I hope this Bears team comes out like, you are in my house. Shut the fuck up. I hope that's how
Remember,
this,
it's my house.
I hope that's how this game goes. I hope this game goes like this, Dustin. Get the fuck out. That's how I hope this game goes. Just get the fuck out.
Just broke my hand on your hard ass head.
Nobody wants you here. Get the fuck out. That's how I hope this game goes. And I hope every fan that goes there has the cheese grater hat.
Bears are winning, man. That's just where it's at. That's what's going to happen. I give the home team the advantage in this. Again, should be close. Probably should be close. That's probably what I should think and feel based on what everything that this team has shown us.
Oh, you didn't. You just brought something I wouldn't even think about, guys. If you look at I can't look it up now. I forget what the number is. If you look at,
you're the king of doing this shit, Brandon.
I know. If you look at home playoff teams in the wild card weekends win percentage and teams that rested their starters on the final week like the Packers did, the numbers would truly imply that the Bears are going to win this football game.
Okay, so home teams in the NFL wildcard round generally have a strong advantage, winning around 60 to 65% of games. That's not like a huge advantage.
No, but like I said, you're throwing that on top of the fact that
though this has fluctuated with recent years seeing closer to a 50-55% win rate, showing some decline from the peak, but still favoring the home team. This is what Google.
Okay, so you clearly have the home team favorite, which we already knew. You didn't have to look it up, but then you have on top of that, the team that rested their starters wins at a 317% rate, man. And the team that doesn't wins at a 786% rate. That is a astronomical difference. And I believe that to be very telling, man. I believe
at the end of the day, the team that's on the field has to take care of business, though, Brandon.
I still believe that's just something you can't ignore.
I mean, any game, anything can happen. I firmly believe that the Bears are the better team. They are a more physically talented team. They have more dangerous weapons on offense, and they got some playmakers on defense that will take the ball away and can take the ball away.
And they played football last week.
Jordan Love has not played football for over a month. By the time he plays this game on Saturday, it's going to make a difference. There will be some mistakes that he makes, knocking that rust off, and hopefully the Bears knock the shit out of him as much as they can. If you can see any kind of pressure at all in this game, it will be a miracle. But if you see it, then you know the Bears are going to win this game.
It's not over a month. It's like 3 weeks.
Well, it was week 16, right?
It was December 20th when he got taken out of the game.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Four games, basically, yes?
3 weeks.
Yep. So, I mean, either way.
3 weeks to the day.
It's a problem for this Packers team. And the Bears are going to be a problem for this Packers team on Saturday. I believe that they take care of business, and you're rarely going to have a doubt about it. I think the Bears come out to start this game with the perfect drive. They're going to score a touchdown on their
I just hope they come out with fucking aggression and physicality and just beat the shit out of this. You know those games
good point,
where
Foster.
you watch?
It's a good point.
Those games you watch where you're just like, man, this team. I watched that this last week, man. The Browns beat who the Browns beat? A team
the Bengals.
A team that should have beat them. And they were just obliterating them. I mean, just every tackle was just like somebody got destroyed, and the Browns were done for the year, same as the Bengals. They had no reason to do, and they just came out and kicked the shit out of that team. And I think the Bears just just come out and be physical as hell and just
Okay.
the offensive line is too much for anybody. We're talking about the weapons, Dustin, like the receivers.
The offensive line is the advantage, 100%. It has been for the Bears all season.
If they want to push that
Drew
defensive
Dahlman
line in
hasn't
Green Bay,
missed a snap.
if they want to push that,
Joe Tooney, first team All Pro PFF, first team All Pro Next Gen. Darnell Wright, second team All Pro PFF, first team All Pro Next Gen. These guys are really fucking good. And then you throw in the fact that Isaac Trapillo's been a better at the top half of the left tackle.
And Drew Dahlman's like one of like 20 players that played every snap in the year, man. I mean,
no, I think he's the only player.
The only Bears player
for the Bears, yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up. I thought that's what I initially thought, but no, they said there's like a handful of players that did. There's like one per team that did, which makes sense. But
Pilgrim, they're going to put up some points on offense. That's for sure. But the Bears are going to put up more.
This Bears offensive line is without Micah Parsons way
just a
better,
complete advantage,
way better than this Packers defensive line, guys.
Yeah,
way.
And without Wyatt, who you mentioned earlier, I mean, Rashawn Gary's been a shell of himself. I mean, the thing is they're having a really hard time generating pressure, and even if they do get pressure, Brandon, Caleb Williams is the best at making what should be sacks, not sacks.
And another thing, Dustin, that's killing this team because they don't have Lucas Van Ness. I think he might be back this week, though. I don't know. But
no, I think he's been back for a little bit, hasn't it?
They're using those stud linebackers to try.
Bro, I never showed the injury report. Let me just show that. This is today's injury report for the Chicago Bears. I think that's about as good as you could hope for if you're the Chicago Bears after this season, Brandon. CJ Gardner-Johnson, okay. Like if you look at the three guys that are out, it's like, yeah, I can live with that. CJ Gardner-Johnson, Amen, and Tryon.
I don't know, though, dude. Braxton Jones is questionable.
Good. Mark him as out. And I'll feel really good about this list of outs.
Scratch.
Yeah. Listen, man, you could not go into a playoff game being more healthy than the Bears are. It's the healthiest they've really been all year. And the three guys you're missing, you're kind of like, yeah, that's fine. If you couldn't pick three better guys really with the way CJ Gardner-Johnson played last week and
the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, man. It's just like I'm good with this injury report. I'm feeling very confident. Very confident.
Yeah, and I would like, man, with the way that what's the guy's fucking name in Green Bay, the defensive coordinator?
What's that? The Green Bay defensive coordinator is Jeff Hafley?
Yeah. The way he's been trying to
is it me or does he kind of look like Beavis and Butthead both finally scored, but it was with each other? Like he looks like a perfect mix of Beavis and Butthead.
I don't know what the guy looks like, but he's been trying to make up for the lack of Micah Parsons. He's been trying to make up for it with his linebackers.
And he basically guaranteed a win at the podium today.
Like Edrin Cooper, he's had up at the line a lot, and you're sacrificing. Yeah, those guys got to play in the middle of the field, man. Like Quay Walker and Edrin Cooper are really phenomenal linebackers. And when you're trying to make up for your pass rush by putting these guys on the line,
Colston Loveland's gonna fucking eat.
Burning yourself.
Colston Loveland's gonna eat.
And he's done that. And we saw the last 4 weeks. They're not. It's not working.
Brandon, I feel like honestly, I could personally. It's been a long ass day, but I'm just so jacked. I could sit here and talk for another 5 hours about this Bears-Packers game. Just the Bears-Packers game. Just what the Bears can do. How I'm feeling about it. Like we can go all night, man. We're at 2.5 hours. We got our scores. Brandon, what was your score one more time?
24-20.
Jed says that description of how someone looks was poetry. Are you with me, Jed? Like he looks like Beavis and Butthead. They're finally scored, but like with each other and made fucking Jeff Hafley. Thank you, Jed, for I knew you would get it if anybody got it.
I don't know what the guy looks like, man.
Go look up a picture of him and just tell me what you think.
For sure, yeah. I'll
shoot me a text later.
I don't know what the guy looks like.
I got 34-23 Bears. This is a 2-score win for the Chicago Bears. In my mind, I might be crazy. The Bears could certainly lose this game. I got a feeling, guys, and I'm just rolling with that. I believe in this team. I believe in Ben Johnson. I fucking believe firmly in Caleb Williams, and I'll be wearing my Iceman shirt on Saturday because that's who he is. And and in the cold, he will thrive. That's how I feel. So, playoff games, Brandon, just real quick, just to kind of shoot through them.
Yeah.
Panthers hosting the Rams, first game of the playoffs. I think the Rams win that pretty easily.
The Panthers just beat them, but I'm taking the Rams anyways.
Yeah, I think the Rams win pretty easily. I think the Rams are going to they're going to be the toughest team to beat in these playoffs for a team like the Bears, I think. So I think they start getting their shit together, and yeah, they're going to beat the Panthers pretty easily.
Pressure's on them though.
We both just picked the Bears Packers. We both got the Bears. Sunday we got Bills at the Jaguars.
I chose the Jaguars on Monday. I'm gonna stick with it.
I think I can't pick against Josh Allen.
I like the Jaguars team better.
I like the Bills to go to the Super Bowl. It just seems like I keep saying
is playing really good football.
Lawrence is, man, but I just think if you're picking between Lawrence and Josh Allen, I'm going with Josh Allen. If Josh Allen's going to find his way to a Super Bowl, it's
better football than Josh Allen.
If Josh Allen is going to find his way to a Super Bowl, it's got to be this year. Lawrence might be playing better football against other teams, but do you think that he's a better quarterback than Josh Allen?
No, honestly, bro.
Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the NFL. Yes,
I'll take Liam Cohen over this. How little faith I have. You guys like this guy? I don't.
It's not about McDermott. It's about Josh Allen putting his team on his back. To me, that's what's going to have to happen. And I like the Bills.
The defense is going to let him down, like it does.
It can. That's totally possible. But I think he's got some more. He's got a couple more stops to pull out to end the season.
Trevor Lawrence lights that team on fire.
I like the Bills for some reason in these playoffs, man. I think they're that team you see in the Super Bowl.
The Bills defense will never provide me faith, man, or confidence.
In a year where everyone is sucking, like anything can happen. Jed says I want to root for the Bills, but I think the Jags are a better team and are playing like going in the playoffs. The Jags are. I said it yesterday on the show. You could say that they are playing the best football of anyone going into these playoffs, and you're probably right. I still got a feeling Bills are going to win that game. What about Niners at the Eagles, Brandon? We did this on Monday a little bit, and I fuck yes, because I'm there too. Like I was like, I'm gonna have a hard time picking the Niners to beat the Eagles in Philly, but the Eagles have been shit like all year. Like their offense is so predictable and boring and shit. Like, yeah,
I actually said Jalen Hurts would tear it up because they have no pass rush, but I just don't believe in that offense anymore.
Wow, Jed's got the Jags in the AFC Championship.
Saquon Barkley's
not there.
That Eagles offense, I just don't believe in it, man. Just don't believe in it.
I think we might see the Niners win that and end up going to Seattle.
I said on Monday Jalen Hurts would tear it up because there's no pass rush, but I don't even believe that. I don't.
I think we both said on Monday on first blush
Eagles. I'm going Niners.
But I'm at the Niners at this point. That's why I wanted to do
like Shanahan more than Sirianni.
Yeah, he outcoaches Sirianni. Yes, and it's just been a weird season for the Eagles and the Niners. It seems like their luck has run out, their magic has run out. But you know what? They can get shit done on offense.
Well, and the Niners, the Eagles' strength is on defense this year. It clearly is. That's the better half of the football there. But the Niners' offense is.
Yeah, Trent Williams is back. The Niners' offense is legit. Dude. Yeah, if you're going to pick the best unit on the field, I think you would go Niners offense with the Eagles defense like right behind it. The Eagles defense would, but I think it's.
And then you're talking about the Jaguars. The Niners offense, regards to the team playing their best football going into the playoffs, man. Niners offense is like, I mean, they were steamrolling before the final game of the season. Like they were.
Mm-hmm.
Brock Purdy had thrown like 13 touchdowns in like 3 games.
And we've seen teams, as good as that Eagles defense is, as much talent as they have, we've seen teams score on that Eagles defense. So I like the Niners too, man.
The Bears scored like 24 points against that Eagles defense.
Chargers at Patriots Sunday night. True Pilgrim, I agree with you 100%. If the Bears beat the Packers, anything can happen. Let's make that Super Bowl run. I think you might have, if you beat the Packers, I think you might end up with home field advantage throughout the entire NFC playoffs. That's what I think.
I just said I think it would be a bigger accomplishment, a harder achievement to beat the Packers than win a Super Bowl.
It's like once you do that, it's all downhill from here type of thing.
It's you. You're the shit. If you do that, you're just the shit. And any team
it's
that's
all
going to
uphill
play,
from here.
and any team that's going
My
to play,
papa
is
used to
probably,
tell me it's all uphill from here.
any team that's going to play is probably like, ah, shit. You know what I mean? Especially Dustin, if they win the way you're saying, what's team's going to be
You're gonna
comfortable
be
playing
worried
the
about
Rams
going to
in
Chicago.
Chicago? Yeah, that's
Come on, Rams, let's do it. Although that is a scary thing to think about, the Rams offense against this Bears defense, dude. That is fucking all right. But let's not get too far.
You just got injured, Nakua, when the game starts.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But
is that it? That's all the games?
No, Chargers at Patriots. We got two more. This one.
I said Patriots.
I didn't hear you. Sorry, I was talking about what True Pilgrim said. And listen, I said Chargers.
Chargers team is limping.
I said Chargers on Monday, but they're so injured. It's amazing they even made the playoffs. This is like a we're just happy to be here team, I think. Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots. I think the Patriots pull it off. I think it's a hard-fought game because that Chargers defense is really good. And I can see the Chargers winning, but it's hard to pick them when they are so goddamn injured. Jed says, True Pilgrim says, Niners don't worry me at all. Okay. The last one is Texans at the Steelers, man. Sean threw out the stat that they've never lost on a Monday night since like 1991. What it comes down to for me is the front four of the Texans.
Yeah, that'll be the pressure. I think that game will be the widest margin of victory.
You could say that.
I think it'll be like 19-6.
You say that, but like we all thought that the Steelers were dead in the water against the Ravens, and they looked like they were in that game, and then it just flipped as soon as Hamilton got injured.
Missed the field goal.
Well, and Hamilton got injured. That's what really led to Rodgers getting off, man. So like the Steelers have been this weird team all year, Brandon, where they got a fucking rabbit foot shoved up their ass. That's what they've been. Like they keep finding weird ways to win.
A rookie kicker missed the field goal, man. That's just part of the game.
Yeah, all I'm saying is I just don't put it past the Steelers to make this game more competitive. And as Kyle said on Monday, and everybody knows this, Rodgers can't move.
And they got Stingley in the back. I mean, these guys got.
Yeah, but the Texas defense looks more susceptible than we thought a few weeks ago. That we might have overrated their defense. Look at what Riley Leonard did against them. All I'm saying is
Riley Leonard's just a really good fucking player.
The Texans are on a 9-game win streak going into these playoffs, but don't forget like how bad they were at one point. Like, I don't know, man. They have a suspect offensive line still, and the Steelers can get a lot of pressure with their front seven. So I don't know, man.
They scored a decent amount of points to beat that Colts team, man.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't think the Colts defense in terms of getting after quarterback is anywhere near as good as the Steelers. All I'm saying is don't be surprised if it's more of a game than we're thinking.
Wasn't the quarterback in that game. Is it just me or is like Davis Mills?
And they were winning with Davis Mills. Part of that win streak, the first half of it was Davis Mills. Yeah, listen, the Texans will win the game. I'm picking the Texans. Just don't be surprised if it's a close one that comes down to it because the Steelers just find ways to make these games turn out that way. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I think the ultimate deciding factor is the front four rushing after Rodgers.
Yes. Yeah, because Rodgers,
he's a sitting duck in the pocket.
Just can't go anywhere, man.
But they do get DK Metcalf back, man, and they won. They beat the Ravens without him, and that's a huge part of their offense. I don't know. All I'm saying is like I keep thinking about. The Steelers might have a better chance than people are giving them. That's all. But I'll still pick the Texans. That's all.
It seems like this year Rodgers had one of those big games, like 3-4 touchdowns and a couple hundred yards, and then he has like a shit game, and he just had a pretty damn good game. I'm expecting a shit game out of Rodgers against that defensive front, man. When Rodgers plays good pass rushes, he hasn't been very good this year.
Oh, Brandon, I had one more thing I wanted to get to. It's just another cool little graph, just to kind of show how awesome Caleb Williams is. This is QB sacks versus pressures. This kind of goes off the point I just made about even if you get pressure, you still don't sack Caleb Williams. I mean, if you look on the bottom, that's pressure percentage faced. One thing that stood out to me is look at where Shedeur Sanders is. He's like all the way over there by himself.
That's
over
40%. I noticed.
Over 40% pressure faced.
And Herbert's there, no surprise.
Yeah, man. And Herbert was one of the most hit quarterbacks in NFL history this year. But look at Caleb Williams. So pressure to sacks ratio, he's at the very top. He's about 25% pressure faced, and 15% he's right at 15% pressure to sacks ratio. So he has been the best quarterback in the league in terms of facing pressure, but not letting that pressure turn into sacks. Huge X factor for the Bears every time. I've been saying that all year, man. Like that's the Bears' golden ticket, man. The fact that defenses think they got him and they fucking don't. They just don't. He turns it into something. Even if he turns it into nothing, at least it's not a negative play. That's just such a huge advantage for a team, man. I just wanted to throw that out there. It was one more thing.
I mean, you couldn't count those. I mean, think about how many plays turned into nothing, but not a sack.
Exactly.
It's like
the amount of negative yards avoided.
Yeah. It's probably like 100 plays this season.
It just can't be slept on going into this game. It just can't be. Don't forget. I mean, Caleb has been doing a lot. We haven't seen him work his magic in the pocket as much since really that first Packers game. Like these last few, he hasn't needed to. But just don't forget that he is the best in the league at doing that, and it's going to come into play on Saturday. Jed says, "Bear, huh? No, 34-23, Brandon. Let's have some confidence in our team. Bears making the Super Bowl and having to face Rodgers on his last run as the final boss for the Lombardi would be absolute cinema. But it would be, God, if the Steelers make the fucking Super Bowl, I'll be so disappointed, bro. Like this team is just, they don't even really deserve to be in the playoffs. I mean, it's hard to say that for an NFL team that made the playoffs. It's a hard ass accomplishment, but it's like this team tried to lose games in so many fashions. To be honest, like they've just been a very lucky team, and they've been so inconsistent.
And listen, man.
But who the fuck knows, man? That would be crazy.
I don't give a fuck what it says on the back of the guy's jersey, man. That's not Aaron Rodgers, dude.
It's a body snatcher.
And Mike Tomlin has never been given a quality, young, high draft pick of a quarterback to try to fucking mold a franchise from. Like, this guy just continues to get shit, and that's what Aaron Rodgers is, man. I mean, he's better than Russell Wilson. I said he would be before the season started, but he's not a guy who's going. The Steelers are not winning the Super Bowl, or getting there. They're not. There's no fucking way that happens.
Okay, just for the fun of it.
Anything you want to get out there before you wrap up?
Shit, fuck Green Bay.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Let's go. That a boy.
The Broncos will fucking destroy that team, dude.
Oh yeah, the Broncos are in the playoffs. Oh, that's for next week. This week is for the Bears to beat the shit out of the Packers and show them that they now have the North. That's what it's about. Move on to the next round. Go from there. Bears are going to win this game, guys. Let's be ready for it.
Everybody.
It's going to be a fun weekend.
I don't think I've ever actually said it on the podcast. Fuck Green Bay.
Hey, Brandon.
Fuck that team. Fuck those guys. They've talked an astronomical amount of shit. These guys on this ESPN Milwaukee thing, it's so glaringly obvious. When you're so confident, you talk as much shit as you've ever talked, that you actually believe the Bears do not still suck. You know what I mean?
Like, overcompensation.
I've never seen this level of confidence in Packers fans and podcasters and analysts.
They're overcompensating for their legitimate fear of the Chicago Bears and for their obviously very tiny penises. That's what they're overcompensating for.
And all the inbreeding that occurs.
Hold up. We got a new member of the chat jumping in right when we're about to sign off. I don't know.
Squirrel.
The squirrel. What up, squirrel?
The squirrel. Squirrel's in here.
Let me go ahead and do this real quick for you.
Are you a Patriots fan? You don't like the change? It's for you, man. Jet, the squirrel.
Hey, man. Squirrel, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Hey, man. Patriots can get there. That'd be awesome.
This could be a guy I know, but I don't think he'd call himself the squirrel. I know a Patriots fan.
Listen, I would love to see Drake May and Caleb Williams square off in the fucking Super Bowl with Mike Vrabel and Ben Johnson on the sidelines. That would be crazy. That's my ideal Super Bowl. Patriots, fucking Bears. Are you serious?
There's no way that's occurred. Ever.
What? That the Bears play the Patriots in the Super Bowl?
No, that
that happened.
Coaches in their first years with the team they're on have made it to a Super Bowl and coached against one another.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy to think
Because
about.
I mean, Mike
That'd
Vrabel's
be a
not a
hell of a
rookie.
story.
It's not a rookie, but could you imagine if a first-year coach of a team versus a rookie head coach made it to a fucking? There's no way that's happened.
Yeah,
There's no way. No way.
that would be a lot of fun. That's my ideal.
It would be insane.
That's like my dream scenario. But 1 week at a time. Got to go beat the Packers, take care of business on Saturday. Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears are focused solely on this. You know all the players are ready, and all the players know what the expectation is, and now you just got to go out and execute. Do not shoot yourself in the foot because you are the better team. Catch the ball, no pre-snap penalties, be smart, be clean in your execution, just play your best game, and you will beat the Packers.
And
you shoot yourself in the foot,
if
you have mental mistakes and errors that are unforced, you will lose this game. That's where it is for the Bears to me.
God forbid this game goes the way I say it's going to go. Manage your fucking clock, please, God. Don't run out of time. Run out of downs, man. I'll much more embrace a fucking turnover on downs than on first down. We didn't have the time. No, that's not acceptable.
You're not going to see Ben Johnson be conservative in this game, Brandon. He's going to go for it. He's going to go for it.
Now.
Yeah. He learned. One thing we can say about Ben Johnson, I've been saying it all year, he learns from his mistakes, Brandon. He did make a mistake not going. Originally, I didn't agree with you, but the more I thought about it, the more I looked at it, like it's hard to go for it at that position on the field, but they should have. And he said it.
Because the defense was so bad, man.
Exactly. They would have scored quicker. You get the ball back. You can actually do something. Give yourself a chance. So, like, he learned from that.
And you knew the defense would allow them to consume the clock.
I guarantee
downfield.
you, Brandon, he hasn't slept this whole week just thinking about that moment where he made that decision. I guarantee it. He learned from it. You are going to see aggressive, go for it, leave it all on the field. Ben Johnson on Saturday. He might take his shirt off on the sideline.
He was that way with the Lions in the playoffs, and I thought it burned him a couple of times. I'll be honest with you, man.
Well, but he's going to go down being himself, I think. And I think he learned that he should have done that on Sunday. I think you're going to see that translate right onto the field on Saturday. And I think it's going to play into the Bears' benefit because that's what they need. You need to win this game with your offense.
And
run the football.
They're really actually pretty efficient on fourth down as an offense, man, this year. They've done a pretty good job of it.
Yes, running the ball maintains the clock in your favor and limits what that offense can do against our very porous defense.
They said it during the last game. I don't know the percentages, but the Bears this season on fourth down are pretty fucking good.
Bears on fourth down are 51.72%. That's 21st in the league, Brandon.
Okay, maybe not.
Red zone, they are 58.
Maybe it was fourth and third combined.
Third down, they're 42.73, Brandon. That's seventh in the league. But the Packers are 48.78. That's second in the league. Bears are better in the red zone than the Packers. There's some things that play in the Bears' favor. Again, throw all those statistics out the fucking window.
Who cares?
Just be more physically dominant than that team. This is going to be a beat the shit out of the guy across from you game. And I like the Bears' odds with that offensive line. I don't really like our defensive line so much, but I like our offensive line dominating this game. DeAndre Swift has a big game. Colston Loveland comes up big. Caleb Williams comes up clutch. Take care of him.
I think Swift comes up big in regards to yardage, and I think Colston has some touchdowns.
Some? Multiple?
Oh, this, yeah, dude.
Okay, nice.
He's evolving into. When they were in the red zone, when he caught that touchdown, I was literally saying to myself, this kid's about to catch a touchdown. There's no fucking doubt about it.
He's gotten to that point.
He's caught the last 6 passes on you. There's no doubt this guy's about to catch a touchdown.
So let's get the fuck out of here, man. Guys, It's a hell of a weekend. We'll be back on Saturday for a pregame, 10 a.m., I believe. I'll try to join. I'm going to be at work. We'll see how it goes. But either way, going to be an awesome time Saturday night. Whatever happens, this has been an awesome season, but I think there's more in store. I'm ready for more. I know you guys are. This is 4-Star Chicago Sports. That's Brandon DePlacy. This has been the bare minimum. It's fucking late. Time to get the fuck out of here. Bear down.
Bear down.